make it there.
Here we go. All right. So without any further ado, here we are. Coffins and Cobblestones, Session 1. Welcome to Iadrinn. So far, far to the south, across a foggy, barren sea, almost in a plain of its own, lies Iadrinn, an archipelago state that was discovered 300 years ago as a prison colony when a ship of outcasts and criminals were excommunicated from society for their unholy sins and discoveries. They braved the barren sea, battled its monsters, and sailed until they made landfall, calling their new settlement Dunspear. For a generation, they laid down roots and began to grow. Then came Iadrinn's true rulers. These demons of the night taught the new denizens of their home to fear and respect them. The prisoners of Dunspear sent ravens back to their countrymen begging for help, though none ever came. Only more wretched souls bound on one-way journeys to Iadrinn. Some outcasts, some criminals or heretics, some just seeking the supposed freedom one may find in a land without morals. And so, Dunspear built up its walls, its streets, and its homes with cobblestone. They prayed it would shield their people from the wrath of those in the forests and mountains beyond. They learned to sustain themselves off the whales that held them within their waters. The whalers kept Dunspear citizens fed and the gas lamps burning with oil, mixing with the fog and blanketing the city with the perpetual scent of rotting fish. Now, for the last several years, Iadrinn has been battling a horrible plague. No one knows quite where it originated, and Dunspear has been badly ravaged. A vicious circle of bodies, awaiting either mass burials at sea or in unmarked graves in proper land, lie in the streets of Dunspear, attracting more of the very rats that bring the plague upon their city. Though, through such rampant chaos, much within this dystopia may be subject to change for those who have the will to act. And so, our story begins on a foggy, barren sea, still and quiet, save for the gentle undulation of the water, until suddenly the hull of a massive metal ship pierces through the haze. On the bow of this ship stands a human man, Harmon Bravlock, captain of the False Killer. He's mid-40s, broad in the chest, dark skin, his hair beginning to gray on the sides, and he's clad in layers of thick wool dyed a deep charcoal. His hands are currently buried in the pockets of his peacoat in an attempt to defend them from the cold. He stares forward, his eyes fixed on the horizon, his brow furrowed in silent effort. He stares at the impenetrable fog before him. Looks up. Takes an odd little compass out of his pocket, checks it. We've arrived. Pull the ship hard to starboard and weigh anchor. Ready the rowboats. At this command, the ship breaks out into a flurry of movement. The sailors beginning to dislodge the dinghies from their holdings. The captain then turns to the bosun next to him, old sea-weathered dog named Seamus, and goes, "All right, please inform the warden that it is time to ready the prisoners and bring them to deck." Oi, sir, and what about that big feller? Quite right. See that he's brought up last. He going on his own, sir. With respect, I don't know if he could manage. No, not quite. And see that our passengers know we've arrived as well. At that, Seamus's expression shifts ever so slightly. A brief flash of sadness. Oi, sir. Seamus then turns and goes below deck on the port side, weaving in and out of the sailors currently readying the dinghies. He easily navigates his way down and down through the network of metal hallways and passageways until he arrives at what is, in essence, the purpose of this ship. Its cell block. A massive hold in the center of the False Killer, comprised of 6 floors of cells built into the walls, all connected by a series of bridges and stairways. He turns left and makes for the cells in the corner. The first he approaches, kind of knocks. No response. He kind of smiles to himself. He didn't really expect one here. The second door he approaches a bit more hesitantly, and no response. Young Master Adam, Captain wanted to tell me to let you know that we've arrived. Kind of clocks the door, unlatches it, and opens it. It's empty. The third door he makes to, and it's just wide open. Empty already. And the fourth stands latched. The little mail slot sized window at eye level, currently shuttered. And he kind of approaches it gingerly, and then Cullen. At the moment, you sit in a metal 10 by 10 room on a simple cot that juts out from the wall. There's a dim light flickering overhead. Your grimoire lies open on your lap. And the only other feature of this room is a toilet in the far corner. Now, would you please describe your character for the other players at the table?
Real quick before we move past all of the intro that just happened, I have a question.
Yes.
Because it'll just be less and less relevant the more we go along. From Iadrinn intro to, I guess I kind of know the answer for the whole cutscene there. But I'm just curious how much of the everything you just said is stuff our characters would actually know, or how much of it is just meta intro for us as players?
Just meta intro for y'all.
Okay, all of it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, Cullen, if you would please describe your character.
Yeah, absolutely. Cullen is a 5'7", 150-pound, very pasty humanoid figure. He's kind of slouchy, very shy, kind of a downer. Are we getting into like personality stuff too, or just kind of,
a physical description?
Just physical description. He's wearing a lot of black and purple. He's got some necklaces, a lot of rings, and an eyebrow piercing, and black hair, and just kind of, I think of like it's very emo looking guy, you know, like
dark academia.
That's much better. Yes, I like that better.
Oh, I love that.
Remember the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo?
Hell, okay, all right.
Like if they were the Hex Boys, like you'd be a Hex Boy.
The Rowdy Rough Boys of the Hex Girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, now I'm very attracted to your character.
Me too.
I've seen the miniature. So as you
That's
sit,
what he calls it.
What? Oh bother!
If you have a staff, I don't know if that's an appropriate time to bring that up, but
not now.
Right on the reel.
We're all going to be famous. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is great. This is exactly why. So as you sit, finalizing your preparations for the day, you hear a gentle, young Master Edwards, are you there?
I close my book very quickly and I say, "Come in."
Kind of opens it. Captain wanted me to tell you that we're just about arrived. You're to be leaving soon if you've got your belongings together. And he kind of looks out the hallway and down the rooms he just passed. Now, if I might trouble you for a favor before you go. I expected the others to maybe be here, but they seem to have wandered off. They all left their rooms empty, so I imagine they're probably on, higher levels or maybe in the mess deck. But I imagine Master Pes'tek, they are probably in the alchemy lab. I kind of lent them. So that's on me way. I can pass you, but I need to go speak to the warden and start getting the prisoners up. If you wouldn't mind gathering them, just letting them know that we need to get to deck. The captain will want to speak with you before you go.
That's a lot of social interaction. I don't know.
Oh, you don't have to, but it would sure help me out.
No, you seem busy. I'll help. I'll help.
Much appreciated. It's gonna take a bit of time and a bit of effort. There's not too many prisoners this go around, but it is appreciated. Here, I can show you to where Master's Pes'tek was probably staying.
Do you know how much longer it is until we get to port?
Oh, less than an hour. We're just about stopped, so yeah, all it takes is to load up the prisoners, get them going on their way. You'll be going up last. All right. If you've got your stuff together, if you wouldn't mind following me.
Yeah, I gather my belongings and follow him.
Great. So you make your way, or through, kind of along the more narrow, not the long side of this hold, till you get to the stairs, right, kind of at the entrance where Seamus entered this, cell block. Make your way down the stairs and over to the cells right underneath the passenger cells where y'all were staying. And as you pass to a lower level, you do kind of hear from below just more kind of various muffled screaming and shouting and banging on the metal doors.
Pleasant.
But yeah, you reach the one on the far corner, and the door does seem to be closed, but the window seems to be open. Seamus kind of walks over to it and kind of straightens his normally quite hunched posture to kind of look through it. Do you join him?
I'm gonna let him figure out what's going on in there.
He kind of, Master's Pes'tek. Master's Pes'tek, if you wouldn't mind.
What? Yes. What is it? What is it now?
What? He kind of opens the door. May I come in?
Oh, yes, sure, yes, please. Come on in.
Well,
I'll awkwardly shuffle behind.
Okay, and what you see in front of you, Cullen, is a kind of makeshift alchemy lab set up in one of the vacant cells, occupied by a Tengu, hard at work finishing up their mixtures for the day. And Dela, if you wouldn't mind, please describe your character for everybody.
Oh, I'm not feeling very flowery, so in a way I would. But if you'd like to go over to the Roll20, I've pulled my token out, and it's a very good representation.
We have a black bird folk, and you have a tiny little, or with a white face, like a white beak, and the feathers surrounding the beak, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
Eyes kind of things.
And is Cornwallow around?
Yes, Cornwallow's kind of shuffling off, helping me sort of. I guess I'm cleaning up. I already finished my alchemy. I assume I did. We know we were going to be making landfall today? Is this
Yes.
a whole
Yeah.
shot?
You were told. Yeah, you would have been told
Right,
to
so
gather
yeah,
your belongings and.
It's a whole thing, I'm trying to pack up the alchemy materials and the work.
Mm-hmm.
Cornwallow's helping me.
And Cornwallow is
little odd little guy.
Yeah, he's an odd little kind of mound of flesh with appendages.
Humanoid creature. He has a big cyclops eye. Seeing eye homunculus.
Hell yeah.
One eye, just the one seeing eye.
That's scary as hell.
Oh, he's a gross, creepy little cutie.
Like he's disgusting, but we love him, and if anything ever happened to him.
The token I've pulled out the token. Think that, but with one eye in the Roll20. If you want to get a better picture for his little odd cutums.
Yum.
Okay.
2 feet tall on a good day.
Is he
I
single?
found the image. Yeah.
Me too. 2 feet on a good day.
Classic. All right. So he opens the door. Seamus opens the door. Master's Pes'tek, we're just about here. I'm to go down below and speak with the warden and start the process of escorting the prisoners up and onto the boats and over to Iadrinn. Would you mind going along with Master Edwards here to collect Masters Velder and Master Adam? See, they're brought up to deck. If I were to take a guess, they'd probably be in the mess deck or on the recreation deck in the back. But Captain will want to speak with you before you go, so he asked you all gather together.
Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind exactly per se, but I don't want to leave Cornwallow to finish this up all on his own. He's a mite clumsy, if you catch my absolute meaning.
Absolutely.
I'd like to finish this before we really get, we don't do it now, never going to get done, all that tit-tat.
Right. Well, you've got some time. You've got about an hour's time, maybe a little less. But so if you need to finish up, that's quite all right. I'm going to be going down below, and I'll leave you two to it.
All right. Cornwallow, no, it's in the round ones over to the left. Yes, that's a good little gremlin. Yes, good.
All right. Well, thank you both again. I do appreciate it. Kind of gives a little tip of his flat cap and starts making his way down below. All right, you have this time. You're just standing awkwardly next to each other. Are you just watching him at the moment, Cullen?
I'm thinking about asking if I can help, but I'm like nervous about it. But like, yeah, I'll work up the courage and say, is there anything I can help with in your cleaning up process?
Oh, well, I suppose if you don't mind grabbing that glassware right over there, it's just perhaps just dump the. Is there a window?
No, there wouldn't be a window.
Well, I suppose just.
There's a toilet in the corner.
Yeah, start dumping the excess fluids in the toilet. Let's round up all this glassware. It's. Yes. Okay. Good. It's
just corroding the pipes.
Mind if I ask what kind of liquids I'm putting down in the toilet?
Oh, it's all. Some of those have been sitting around for weeks now.
Great.
This is the moment that I want from the video you sent us for him to go, water.
You have this time. You have a request of you. I'd say that after a little while, probably doesn't take you too long. You weren't able to set up two hearth and home in this cramped little alchemy lab.
So I finish up, and then I guess go wherever I know where I was directed to go. I assume.
He kind of. Oh, Cullen.
Shall we try the mess deck? Mess room? What is it?
The mess deck.
Deck. Got it. Okay. Yes. Shall we try the mess deck?
Well, after you, good sir.
We head to the mess deck.
Great. So you do. You've spent 9 months aboard this ship at this point, so you're quite accustomed to at least this, commute, as it were. You make their way easily enough, and it is just a big kind of, almost porcelain-colored, just cafeteria. It's quite drab, and seems quite empty today. There is one, person, a large human man with just hairy arms and stuff, behind, kind of not paying too much attention to anything. He's just kind of staring at the wall. But other than that, nobody really seems to be eating at the moment.
Is who we are looking for, whose names I totally remember, but Jake might have forgotten, so maybe we should say them again once for him. Are they here?
No,
okay.
They're not. You do not see them.
Well, should we try the recreation deck? Dela? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, you're muted.
I suppose maybe we could ask someone here. They seem a bit stern and busy at the time, but Possible that maybe one of them knows where he is. Perhaps.
It's possible. I'm gonna go up to the scary large person. What are the names of the people we're looking for again?
You would know them to be your fellow free passengers aboard the ship. There's one named Vim Velders, and one that is named Adam.
Vim and Adam. Okay, so I approach the large scary person, who I deem scary because they're large and I'm shy. And I say, excuse me, have you seen Vim and Adam today?
Oh yeah, they were up here a little bit earlier. I think they probably went above. I mean, Mr. Adam, he's always skulking about, but I know Vim. He does like to, he favors the archery range. Seen him at it before. That'll be on the recreation deck.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll give that a
Taylor
look.
can tell you don't know where
Like,
It's got a high sense motive.
I love archery, but not everybody. So anyway, thank you for your time. I'll head up there.
Absolutely. Well, this will be goodbye then, I suppose. That's
so sad.
Best of luck. It's a
Likewise.
wretched place. Oh, I'll stick to the old grind.
Well, thank you for everything.
Absolutely. Hope the food's been good.
A+.
Great. With that,
who you're talking to.
That took a lot of social energy, so I'm just going to kind of turn around and grab Dela, kind of gesture. We're going up, and
great. So you make your way. Yeah, you make your way through your more bleak, cramped little kind of passageways of metal until you surface on the aft deck of the ship, which does seem to be kind of made up for recreation. There's kind of a running track, and in the center there are various weights and practice dummies to spar against, and just like a spot that people may perform various physical activities. And in the back, they're just out of range of the running track, there is an archery range that goes just towards the aft end of the ship, with some targets set up along that back wall. And there you see one of your quarry, a fellow free passenger on board the ship, an odd private man who is currently practicing at the archery range, with his belongings in a bag beside him. And Vim, would you please describe your character?
Yeah, sure. You would see a somewhat tall, a few inches over 6 feet, but slouches a little, kind of bent, very, very skinny. Covered in bandages on his face, is wearing like a little hat, a little like a fedora, I'd say, but a little broad brim, long jacket, which is kind of dark and worn and tatty, and he's drawing a bow that is like immensely intricate, just seems like way too many parts for a bow to have for the function that a bow is, which is a stick with string on. That's it. I mean, he's firing arrows.
Great. Do you walk up to him?
We do, and I say, Mr. Vim, we
Shite! Yes, no, sorry.
Oh,
Hello.
no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Okay. You were saying?
I believe we've met before. You are
many times. It's been about 9 months.
Well, these things. You've startled me. You are Cullen. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
Yes, but it's a pleasure to see you again. What is it? You're talking.
Yep, I am. The words coming out of my mouth. About an hour until we hit land, and the captain wants to speak to us before we.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, good. And
That's
they
true.
sent you, did they? Well, good. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the warning, and I will.
I will say, just for a matter of time, this ship is not small. It's very, very long. And so, like, kind of perusing to these various decks and stuff would have killed about 15 minutes
No, got it.
at
Okay.
least. And so you have maybe half an hour left tops.
Okay, so just meta, I said an hour, it meant 45 minutes.
Cool.
It's all good.
Yeah,
so-
3/4 of an hour. Who, I know that. Of course, I can see the port. I'm sure.
Have you by chance seen a Mr. Adam anywhere?
I don't have I.
Probably not. Like, not in the immediate vicinity anywhere, not within eyeshot.
No, I'm afraid not. I've been, shooting with my bow for a while now, just all packed up and ready to go. I knew we were arriving today, so here I am. And do I need to go anywhere, or can I stay?
You can hang out for another 45 minutes, it sounds like.
And then we go to which deck to disembark?
This would be just the bow of the ship.
It would just be the bow of the ship.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Well, and you are the Tengu. You are. Hello. It's nice to see you.
Yes, likewise. Quite. Looking well.
I've seen you around, both of you, and I'm glad. Okay. See you when we disembark.
The League of Awkward Gentlemen.
Pleasure as
The
always.
League of Unsocial Gentlemen.
So turn around, grab my paper bag, go. And then we hit the next. Is there anybody around that I can ask where Adam might be?
No, but I will say, like, as I have mentioned, well previously, he was whenever he was a very private guy, but you would catch him sometimes just kind of, often leaning off like some railing on the ship, kind of just getting fresh air, and whenever he just found a place he thought he had some solitude. And would often, if you ever tried to engage with him or shared the space with him, he would quickly leave.
Relatable. God. Okay. I'll kind of do like a lap, I guess, and see if I find him anywhere.
Great. If you go along the starboard side of the ship, eventually walking kind of in the midpoint of the vessel, you would find him just kind of leaning on some of the railing, staring off to the horizon, even though it is just fog. But you would see a young, like 25-ish human man. He's a little gaunt for his frame. Even from when you met him, he hasn't been eating so much lately. He's in very humble dress. He's got just a simple kind of cotton shirt on under a tattered, dirty vest that was once probably a pretty rich burgundy, and some just brown trousers on. He's got fair skin, kind of oval shaped face, slender, prominent nose, and a mop of dark blonde hair.
Sounds like me.
Well, as to not startle the poor lad, I'll slowly approach, but not like creepily, but like slowly. Does that make
Great.
sense?
Yes. Cool. Yeah, he doesn't see you coming. He's just.
Well, I want him to see me coming. I just don't want to
Well, eventually you get close enough, and he does kind of look over. Oh, hi. Anything I can do for you?
Yes. I just wanted to. And how long has it been since the last time I told somebody how much time we had left?
And probably killed another 5 minutes.
Okay, party. I just wanted to let you know we're gonna be ready to disembark in about 40 minutes or so, and the captain wants to see us at the front of the ship before we get off.
Right. Well, good. Everything on me. So, are we to go there now? Or are we just waiting?
Just waiting.
Right. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, yep.
would you kindly lead me to this?
Okay. See you in a bit.
Much appreciated.
Mhm.
So cool. You let him know. You walk. I'm guessing back towards the aft of the ship, or towards the front.
I'd kind of like to walk back to the recreation area just to kind of watch the archery happening.
Yeah, that'll be at the aft. So you go there, and presumably left, Dela and Vim both there. Vim continuing to practice his archery. Get a few shots in, go collect the arrows, rinse and repeat over and over again.
It's
Yeah.
so fun.
You have a few minutes. Do you just kill them in silence, watching this man arch?
Oh, I suppose talking to him. I don't know. We've talked before.
Yeah.
Things, I assume.
Yes, yeah. It's
It's
9 months at sea. Yeah, you're
And we're saying things about, what a gray sky it is today, and what weather we have, and could rain anytime.
Yeah, choppy seas this morning.
Choppy.
So choppy and so just tired of looking at the sea. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to go here.
At about that time, like you do see wandering up behind you, the young man, Adam. He's wrapped in a kind of heavy, just that very well worn and tattered kind of navy cloak, and just wrap around and have a bit of a hood to it.
Oh yes, hello, it's young Adam. Welcome, you're here.
Hi there. Yeah. Just ready to go. I don't think we have much time left. Anyone else want to watch the prisoners get dumped?
Oh, I didn't know. Well, sure. How do they get dumped? Tell me about that.
Oh, I don't know much. I was asking if you wanted to join. Maybe we could go and see.
Sure. Yes, I do. And
Sure.
by the way, does anyone have any cigarettes or maybe tobacco? I have run out.
Sorry, don't have any on me.
Don't smoke. Sorry.
Well,
yes. I suppose I can go spare a little pipe tobacco for you if you.
okay, yes. Do you have a bit of paper on you?
Hmm?
A bit of paper, like when maybe you would write on it.
Yeah. I suppose I could tear a sheet out of my journal.
Yes, perfect. And I will just tear it out as he opens up. Yes, that would be perfect. Thank you. Yes, good. And I'll just roll a little cigarette out of pipe tobacco. Sounds terrible.
That page had
that's rough.
That page had the cure for the plague on it.
Oh shit. Oh,
Vim is like kind of shaking as he's like lighting the cigarette with his matches.
Yeah, so you indulge in this, I imagine, very rough cigarette of your own invention, and
I can't say that I noticed.
How does that work? You've got just a little bit of bandaged, like open right here. You just press it right up and just.
I thought about that. Yeah,
you have just a black spot on your bandage for where you're inhaling the smoke.
Yeah. I have like dark. I didn't say this before. I have like dark sunglasses on, so I'm not nice to look at.
Yeah, no. All of you are a little interesting, to say the least.
And then Cullen is just like super cute emo witch boy.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, Cullen's like pretending to
Toss.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we head? I'm ready to get off this, boat.
Yes, me too. That's yes.
All right, let's head. And Adam turns and begins, making his way downtown. And had to be one at least. And until you arrive at the bow of the ship, and you do see like not too many bodies left, and mostly the sailors. You see the Captain Bravlock, currently leaning over some railing, watching a ship be lowered down into the water that looks to have about 6 guys in it. And eventually, as it does kind of make contact, cut the ropes, and he pulls off his belt a key ring with a bunch of kind of identical small iron keys, plucks one off, and drops it down into the boat. All right. Row that way until you hear the bells. May Brom be with you. And he turns. All right, Seamus, how many do we have left? Oh, just this batch, sir, and then and the passengers. Right. Well, he kind of turns to the prisoners lined up in front of him. You've heard the drill. This boat is to be yours. It is your sole possession in the world between the 6 of you. What you do with it is up to you. But this is where we part ways. Getting to Iadrinn is on you. May Brom have mercy on your souls. Load them in. And the sailors begin, shoving them one at a time into the boat. It's then lowered down. Got the ropes. He does. Drops another key. He turns and sees you all. Oh. Excellent. Well, just in time. We've about arrived. Seamus, the bosun, just kind of tap behind him. All right. Are we ready for him? Yes. He'll be going with them. And bring him out, Melga. And you see coming from below deck, being marched up by 4 rather beefy looking sailors and a dwarven woman who looks rather thick and sturdy, kind of keeping an eye on. You see a very groggy looking large figure bound in manacles that cover his wrists and his fists, and keep his arms tight together, as well as chains around his feet and his ankles. Terbor, would you please describe your character?
Terbor is a little over 7 feet tall, and almost as wide as he is tall. He is covered in a thick, sort of reddish brown fur that matches the color of his hair a little bit. He has thick sideburns. All of his features are somewhere in between ape and man, but I guess closer to man on the scale. He does have this much larger sort of jaw and chin line. Incredibly, his arms are a lot longer for the proportion, and he has just sort of a slight hunch to him, and is just stepping forward, completely tattered clothes, no other possessions, very cold eyes, just looking back and forth silently, sort of following behind them.
Melga, load him onto the boat. The 4 guys around you, Terbor, push your way towards the last dinghy, and kind of, hold swords at your back until you load in, sit down. It does kind of creak.
As they sort of push me towards the boat, I've got to look at the smallest guy and just and see what he does. Just roll intimidating. I want to use my first check. Intimidating glance.
First roll of the campaign. Woo! Make it good.
Oh, I forgot to perceive things. Oh well.
Is a 15 plus. I've got good intimidation. That's plus 8, so it's 23.
23? Yeah, that definitely does it. He kind of drops the sword that he has, quickly scoops it up, and he gets a sharp look from the captain.
And I mosey on over and sit down.
All right, that'll be him then. They're all set. Excellent, thank you. And he walks over to, the four of you, the three of you and Adam. Now, I'm afraid that we have reached the end of our journey. I can take you no further, unfortunately. I have refrained from becoming deeply acquainted with any of you, and I'm sorry for that, but as you can imagine, it makes this part of the job easier. But I could not in good conscience face Brom one day without have given you the opportunity to stay here. You, unlike these men, unlike him, do not have to go. I give you this chance.
Well, my friend, if the last 9 months or so have not convinced us to otherwise turn around, I hardly think your words, well-meaning as they are not quite going to sway us now. Will now, will they?
Quite right. And he does walk up to you specifically, Dela, and says, I thank you for your willingness to help the crew, and they have been sick or injured. It is much appreciated. I only hope that you will be good for this island. And
nothing of it.
I must say, and let's go for all of you, but you seem a good heart. Him. And he looks to Terbor, the large ape-like man in the boat. He is a case unlike most I have encountered. He is violent, impulsive, and seems quite angry with the world. But he also seems quite young, if you catch my meaning. Impressionable. He may just need the right hand. If he does not, I fear what it could mean for that place. And he looks to the south. Anyway, I give you this key. He pulls the key off the little keyring. This is to his manacles. Unfortunately, he could not manage him on his own, but I do not wish to sentence him to death on these waters. Well, that'll be all. The ship is yours. He steps back and gestures towards the dinghy. Atlas immediately takes this cue and just hops on it. Adam, sorry.
Similar voice.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I'll hop in after Adam.
I
We
guess
weren't already in the boat. I get in the boat.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm a little hesitant, but I hop in.
All right.
Sitting by my side.
Yeah. You are lowered down, a little increment at a time. Very weighted on one side. I imagine Terbor kind of at the back of this rowboat until you settle, still kind of leaning to one way. And the captain calls down, "May Brom be with you. Row until you hear the bells. And you can use the foghorn as a point of reference." And he disappears. over the
Goodbye.
railing.
Thank you.
I kind of under my breath, Brom being with me is what got me here, so hopefully that's not the case.
That does get a chuckle out of Adam. All right.
Which wasn't really funny, but yeah, anyway.
So, row until we hear the bells. Anyone here much good at rowing?
No,
Sure.
not
Nope.
me. I can't say I've rowed much in my life.
Right. Well, I can take at least one of these. I don't know if I can ferry all of us. And he does kind of his eyes drift over to Terbor. How are you feeling, Big Clay?
Good roll. And I hold up my manacled arms and then put them back.
Well, you heard him.
Well, I don't think we're in much of a position to refuse. I can help you if you like.
Gee.
Right. Well, you heard him. He kind of turns to Dela. Look, I mean, he's terrifying, yes, but the way I see it, we might as well make friends with him, right? It's a gesture of trust. He leans into it to you, Terbor.
Rust.
He gets it. He's quick.
I don't see what we have to lose at this point.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, to unlock the monster.
Right.
Find it.
Dela, do you choose to unlock him?
Oh, I'm going to, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, he gave you the key.
Yes, sure. Why not?
Right? So yeah, your manacles kind of drop to the bottom. Right. Well, see, it's yours, fella. And Atlas, or Adam, his name is Atlas. It's funny. He kind of makes his way to the back of the rowboat to kind of balance out the weight.
I'll just grab both and just row.
Yeah. You have a good long while. It's, miles. As you get a little bit away and kind of drift into the fog, disappear, you do hear kind of booming out the foghorn again from the false killer. And you sail away from that steadily until it fades away.
I will not miss that sound.
Very loud, very inconvenient when you're trying to sleep.
Sure.
Wow. Air's getting thick. Kind of wraps his cloak around himself. You keep rowing for a while yet. And as you do, the air continues to get more and more misty and then kind of shifts to a drizzle and then kind of outright rain to the point where you get a little nervous looking down at the bottom of your boat. Not too much, but it is never a good combination. And after the foghorn fades behind you, you have a period of time where you get a little nervous. There's just the sounds of the rain and the oars, and you feel kind of lost amidst this fog until hearing this just slightly in the distance, boom, 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 kind of intermittently going, getting louder and louder as you row in the right direction. Wow, that seems to be our sign.
Beautiful.
Right.
How quickly are we going? I'm assuming we're going fast. If we're quite strong.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty beefy. Like, yeah, this is like a 12 mile, like 12-15 mile journey, and you're kind of lurching along. I mean, especially for having 5 people on board your ship right now.
I'm talking about like cartoon poking a hole in the back of a raft kind of
No,
speed,
but it's like instead of like a slow trickle, it's just like like,
It's picking up momentum by now.
exactly, yeah.
Good rowing, Terbor. I'm happy to get off of here and onto the land.
Me too.
How are you doing, big fella? You tired?
I'm tired.
Right.
Let us know if you need a break.
You follow the sound of the bells for a while yet, until you kind of break through, kind of a clearing in the fog, and you see in front of you a skyline of sorts. Not none of the buildings too tall, only about 2-3 stories, but you see, some large factories and like steeples in the distance, a large clock tower, broken up by a few waterways. You would know this to be the settlement of Dunspear.
Or have we hit docks yet, or we're just like we're still
Not just yet. You're pretty damn close. Give yourself for just a
There-
minute longer.
There is a childlike sense of wonder on Terbor's face as he has never been outside and been in a city. So this is rad, but he's still
Terbor.
trying to be stoic.
Yeah, you see. Make me some perception checks, y'all.
This is my first roll with my new dice.
Woo!
It's a 21.
21. Okay.
Ooh. 26.
26. All right.
No, that won't do it.
13 and 11.
Just for
Natural
Oh.
20 for 27.
yes.
Oof.
Oh, what is that question, Dela? Sorry, I didn't see that. I don't know when that was posted.
That was that first question
Oh,
that I
great. Oh wow, you got a natural 20. Hot dang. All right, so Vim, looking around, you got a pretty good sense of your surroundings. You see what looks to be a little bit to the south. Some more of the dinghies kind of heading deeper to the southern tip of the city, some kind of breaking off north ways. You're kind of heading, like, if that is that little the beam that is Dunspear. You guys are kind of heading just like smack towards the middle of it at the moment. But you do see, you see a few other of the prisoner dinghies and some larger, looks to be kind of almost fishing vessels, and some, large, look to be almost dry docks, maybe factories along the waterfront that are kind of belching out like plumes of smoke and fog. Yeah.
Great.
So you keep sailing just in your kind of cardinal direction that you're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to relight my cigarette that's gone out in the rain. Cigar, I guess.
It's quite difficult. Although the rain has let up a little bit from when you were in just like the densest part of the fog, but it's still quite drizzly. So you get up, you approach the docks. They do seem to have parked around it, just piled up rowboats almost. So you do see some people like kind of scurrying around them and like pulling them onto land, and other people like kind of fighting over them. And as you get closer, you see that along the waterfront, especially kind of looking to the north, most of the homes do just seem to be kind of ramshackle little huts made out of driftwood and the wood from these rowboats. And so people seem to be kind of scavenging at the moment.
Well, what now?
As you approach and kind of get bump up against the dock, Adam reaches up and just kind of pops himself up. Anyone need a hand?
Yeah, I'll hold out my hand.
Grabs it, pulls you up. Well, I know that I'm, for one, famished. I'm sick of eating the protein slop they served us on the ship. Anything, hot food sounds pretty good to me right now. Any of you?
Yeah. Yes, that sounds good to me, and I would like to actually buy Terbor some food for rowing us here.
Oh,
Yes, we should all
Where's the-
chip in.
Where's the prison?
prison.
My
Or-
cell.
Oh. He kind of turns to the rest of you. I don't think he understands yet. You're here. This
The whole island. It's the whole big rock, friend. It's the ocean. You're in it.
he's got the right of it. Yeah.
But I don't have somewhere I have to stay.
I think the bigger problem is looking for somewhere to stay.
Oh, okay. Free? I'm free.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we seem to come here. He looks to the three of you, the free passengers.
As far as I know, you can go wherever you want, Terbor. I hope you'll join us for dinner and maybe whatever wine they make on this island. But you know, this is the thing.
I've never had wine. I'll try some.
Well, actually, now that I've said that, I'm not sure about if that's good.
Well, we'll see what we can find, right? They,
Food is good.
they've been here for
Food is
300 years. They must have some kind of alcohol.
Here's hoping.
To be perfectly honest, friends, I'm looking to just figure out some information about the surroundings and be on my way. So I'll accompany you as far as it takes to find that, as it were, and well, you know, we'll take it from there. But I do hope I'll see you around otherwise. But
Oh, there's true then. What are you looking for?
just I dare to dream that there might be a library, but really anywhere that is known to be a store of information in the surrounding area is particularly, I suppose, what I'm looking for first. That'll be the best place to really learn as much about the island as possible. It's just hit the ground running is what they always say back in my trees.
Well, a noble goal.
But
All right.
surely you are hungry first. I mean, you know, you can ask someone at the bar if they know where the library is.
This is seems as good a place as any to go around finding some information. Yes, let's see what I can scrounge up.
Right. Well, he kind of looks over as, you know, a few people are currently like beating someone on the ground, like, and, you know, after he stops moving, they pull his rowboat away, start kind of making their way down the street into the city.
We're not going to get two Vanessa Carlton jokes in one day.
I go check on that person.
It would happen all the time.
Not surrounded.
He's no longer surrounded. There are, you know, there's all kind of people around, but they're, you know, they cleared out of the way. So.
Do I feel a pulse?
No.
How is he?
Well, go let them know how he is. And this little fleshy thing just goes up to you guys and just shakes his head at you.
I wouldn't even call that a head.
He's pivoting at the feet to do it.
Yeah, it's like an owl, you know, just like.
It's not quite so immobile, but
Well, just kind of like
just a little.
he has a neck.
Okay.
Well, that's a shame. It's such a shame.
Did we see where those guys went?
Just kind of, you know, there's an adjoining road, kind of just leading into the center of the city. They went down that way. That's kind of winding.
Did they run or are they just walking?
They're you know, they're moving quickly, but they are just like, you know, they've got a rowboat on their back, so it's.
Terbor's just gonna watch as long as he can, see how far they go.
you watch, pretty quickly they round a bend and you lose sight of them. Adam kind of looks over at you. You doing all right?
Fine.
Yeah, horrifying stuff. Let's try and get inside somewhere. I'm sick of being out in the rain. Pulls his hood
Yeah.
up.
I don't like cowards. Beating up on one guy. It's not right. Food.
Yeah. All right. You at the moment you have kind of a couple different directions you could go. You could, if you look, like I said, north, there seem to be a lot more kind of ramshackle homes, and the general kind of light pollution of the city does seem a bit dimmer there. If you look south, you do see those dry docks and those kind of larger factories with those larger fishing boats outside of them. And you could head just straight on in, like kind of down the road that those men with the boat headed, kind of into Dunspear. Which direction do you choose?
Well, I suppose I'd go towards the biggest buildings,
All right. So yeah, that would be south probably. Yeah, it does seem a little bit more as you venture this way, and you all kind of presumably follow him. It does seem a bit more industrialized. There are a few more kind of the gas lamps, going along not only the interior of the city but the waterfront as well. As you get close to these dry docks, you do see in kind of big spectacular script on the side of the ships a couple of words that say Canton Co.
Canton Co.
Yeah. CO dot. Yeah. Yeah, and all these fishing boats seem to match and seem to have this script on the side of them.
Kenton Co. Does anyone know anything about that?
Did you say something, Dela?
Oh, like soup can co.
Oh, let me put it in the chat, shall I? Put in that good old Roll20 chat. Canton. Yeah. So you pass a few of those until you get to kind of what looks to be almost like a it's less skeevy. There's less just kind of random shouting and scavenging of these rowboats going on in this part of the dock, because no one really seemed to want to land right around these massive ships, and so there is kind of like a main street that breaks off to your right, and you see a lot of residential homes, mostly a few kind of shuttered storefronts. They all seem to have like wood, like they seem to be boarded up. Pretty much all these residential places, all these businesses. But you make your way a little bit into the city. You see like a few more just kind of tiny squads of people like running about. They seem to be, they've got the jumpsuit of the prison uniform, just the simple like gray cotton shirt and pants. And they're kind of running about and stuff. Make me another perception check, y'all. Well, did you go?
18.
Okay. 18.
22.
22. All right. So yeah, you walk a ways, and you do see like what seemed to be kind of just on the corner of this main street as you pass it, kind of just keeping an eye like on the street. There was a squad of like 4 guys, all almost matching in their dress. They all seem to have kind of double-breasted vests, ties, and the same kind of like not too tall, kind of short top, like top hat, kind of a short top hat. But yeah, you just see them. They're not doing nothing. But you make your way a little bit in, and you pass, just people, and eventually you come upon what looks to be kind of a brothel of sorts that has an adjoining bar. And the bar itself, with a little kind of hanging placard out front, reads the Rancid Radish with a kind of faded, beat on the side, looking vegetable, and very, very loose comic art. Well, they do seem to be open. There's lights inside.
Sure.
Let's go
I've
for
had
it.
thinking worse than this, so sure.
All right. Well, he walks up to the door, opens it. After you, fine folk.
I'll awkwardly scurry in.
Great. As you do, you see what looks to be a not too busy bar, but it the general kind of tavern setup. There's just a wall to your left, and to the right it kind of breaks out, and there's a hearth on the other side. There's rows of tables kind of along the wall. In the corner you see a table of rat folk kind of hunched over in mid conversation. There's a big kind of community table, a few just denizens sitting around it, and in the far corner there seems to be a large kind of like corpulent lizard folk whose jowls kind of droop down in the shape of like he almost looks like a giant toad. But yeah, there's a scrawny little teenage boy with just a mop of ginger hair and freckles. He looks to be maybe 15, behind the bar. He's alone, but he does kind of have a somewhat worried expression on his face. But yeah, standard bar. They kind of look up as you all enter. Kind of get the read of you, and then look back down.
I'd like to get the read of them.
Cool. In what respect? You want a sense motive, or are you just looking to get a general?
I'd like to sense motive.
Yeah, I'd like to. I guess sense motive, if that can apply to like broad, like room, like trying to tell if anyone is specifically kind of giving us the stink eye, or if they're, if it's
Not-
like a boisterous vibe or like a regular vibe.
All right.
Not smelling for vibes per se, but like
But
you know what
if
I mean?
one
Just
could
kind of like-
smell for
if one could
vibes,
smell
Like,
for vibes,
Yeah, if that was a thing, like
if
what
you
that
were
was a
like a
thing.
cat person,
that like could do that. Like I'm just saying, like
smell for vibes.
Sure,
Smell for
sure.
vibes. It's a pretty high DC just because you're trying to get a read on an entire room in a
19.
moment.
I just only want to look for, am I the biggest person in the room?
Dela got a 25.
Wow, Dela,
Oh,
nice.
Sense
Wow.
that motive.
Cornwallow got a 28.
Holy crap.
Whoa!
Nice.
Best judge of character out of all.
Cornwallow is just like his single eye. Like, just
Scanning.
Is this scanners from The
Scanning,
Incredibles?
scanning.
that's hilarious. Yeah. So Cornwallow reads that there's no malintent, but his eye, like there are a few intense gazes from the rat folk particularly, and one gnome sitting at the community table.
Can I read the lips of any of the rat folk?
What'd you get? Oh,
19.
No.
Using my not even using my feet. Read lips.
Oh, you can read. You can read. Oh yeah. Okay, read some lips.
I'd like to read some lips,
I'm
please.
so happy you took that.
I'm so happy that you're using it on
I
Rat
was
Folks.
so close to
On
taking
Rat
it.
Folks number 3.
Just
You-
Tyler's knowledge of how plagues work, it might not be a bad idea, If I can't talk to the rats, because Mitch won't let me talk to the rats, I'm going to read their lips.
You can talk to the rat folk.
That's true. But I'd like to read their lips first.
Okay. That's a what, a perception check?
I think so. 11.
Just an 11. No, you make out the word business.
Okay. All right. They've got some business they're tending to. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
You see Adam kind of leaning on the wall, like I just said, like in the doorway. You don't just staring at these fine folk. Can we grab a seat?
Oh, okay.
He says that to everybody.
That's an open table. I'm gonna take that.
Cool.
Great
You'd probably
idea.
gesture
That
to like
sounds
there's
good.
the kind of big middle space on the community table. That's probably the easiest
Great.
spot for you.
Front and center.
Yep.
Just where we want to be.
I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of like the large tables. There's one in the corner that's currently occupied by 2 human dudes. It's a 4 table. It's a 4-seat table, but 2 guys are at it. It's just infuriating when that happens.
Worst.
And the only other like
Kiss already, It's just like, ugh.
the only other large tables would be that of the rat folk and the lizard folk in the corner.
The rat folk talking about business.
For sure,
Yeah,
talking
was
about
that
business.
the business rap book or
The business rat
Oh,
folk.
oh,
okay.
got it.
They're all business.
All the time. That's what I've heard.
All right, so you sit down, kind of awkwardly. You're all just getting to know each other. After a moment, the little, the teenage boy from behind the bar walks over. He's kind of brushing off his apron a little bit. Hi there. Anything I can get for you?
Food.
Food. He kind of looks at your garb, Terbor, the just the gray of the prison ship. Well, do you have any money or anything?
Yeah. Oh no, we're good for it.
You're vouching for him. All right.
That's a relief because I also will need to be on someone's tab.
Oh, okay. All right. We're good. We're good.
Sorry.
It's all good. Yes, we can pay for food.
All right. What have you got, if you don't mind my asking?
I have in my pocket some gold pieces.
Oh, yeah, we don't really take gold.
But you take silver pieces.
Yeah, I guess if you've got a few silver pieces, how much have you got there? So I could bring you a round of whale steaks just for the evening, and some basic ale. It's not going to be too great, but if you got, he kind of peers into the handful you got there. If you got 5 silver, that's useful.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, I can do that.
He puts his hand out. Right, I'll have those for you in a minute. He goes back behind the bar.
Motive on this little fella.
Yeah.
What's this little shit's deal?
Asking what we got. Jeez.
What do you got?
Yeah. Sure wish my sense motive was better, but it's a 2.
No, I'm mad. I'm the sense motive too. Okay, that's a 3, so.
We're both like, yeah, seems good.
You're stumped. This interaction just really
Do you want an
confused
exact
you.
number in gold or like
To quote the
He
great
could
American
not
poet,
be more aggressively passive aggressive, but we've rolled so poorly now, we don't know.
like, oh, that's just how things work here. Okay.
Oh, he's just being a nice guy.
need to know for the accounts, I guess.
It's getting us steaks. I was going to order the grim chicken tendrils, but I guess it's a grim tendrils joke.
Oh,
anyway,
actually,
that's fine.
I got it.
Before the boy leaves, I'll say, actually, boy, is there are there any cigarettes or tobacco?
You could buy that from the Cat and Company store, I'd imagine.
It's not here.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have any. It'll be open tomorrow. They closed up when they started hearing the bells.
Oh, sure, of course, yes. And actually, what time is it?
It's like 5-ish o'clock. 5, 6. Hard to tell.
Oh.
It's deeply overcast. There's really just not too much light besides that of the gas lamps.
While we have you, what do the bells mean?
The bells. Oh, they let us know when new arrivals are coming.
Uh,
Oh, yes. Of course, I hate that time.
just like new guys again.
Where's the store?
The store. That'd be along the water. I mean, they're all over the place. You know, he's got quite a stake in this island. You know.
Who is that?
You're all new, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus Canton. He was one of your like. He came across willingly. Maybe a couple decades ago now. I don't know. I grew up hearing his name. He's a businessman. He implemented the dollar. That's what we take, by the way. I'll take the silver because it's useful, you know. But yeah, for the most part, I'd maybe try and find a way to start making some dollars. Currency. You know, he implemented it. It's really his. You know, not everywhere takes it, but the company's stores are going to have the best inventory, and you know, they only take dollars.
Okay, yes, and I have two questions. What is the silver useful for? One, and $2. What is that? Is that a coin or some? What does it look like?
It's very odd. I mean, like I said, only the Canton Company really takes it. I mean, Canton Company and a few other places are starting to accept it, but it's paper money. You see, it's
Paper.
It was very weird. I mean, I've mostly grown up hearing about it. Before he came along, we mostly just dealt in barter and trade, goods and services, like but now more and more places are starting to take Canton's currency.
This is like maybe it looks like a book or something that you write down the money that you have. I don't understand the paper thing. I suppose we'll find out.
It's in individual slips of paper. I mean, if you'd like to, if you're looking for work, you could always enlist in one of the factories. So it's quite brutal there. Had a friend who joined, lost a thumb.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll talk about that later, maybe.
Yeah. I'll go get you your drinks. He goes behind the bar.
You have wine? Sorry.
We've got some red. It's not very good.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. I just don't like the hops,
Yes. And he, kind of goes to a barrel, like pours some wine. He brings a round of drinks for you, and I'll start working in the back on those steaks for you.
Thank you.
And so I would say this: I have been so lonely on this ship. It is so hard to talk to people, and I was afraid to, and now I feel like we're here, we're on the island, and we've made it, and so I want to know all about all of it.
I don't know where to start.
Is one of us supposed to go first? I wasn't.
I mean, you're welcome to it, friend.
Any particular?
What about just a question? Because that's where do we start?
I like this game. A simple question, yeah.
One question only, and you answer it, and that's it.
Okay. Shoot.
Okay, and now someone else should do the question. I started.
All right.
Oh.
I'm not much one for asking questions.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really want to talk about it either. So, maybe we have.
Well, all right. Well, here's your question.
The hairy fella there. You all chose to come here. What's brought you all on the boat? So I guess I'm a touch shamed I didn't ask you that last 9 months that we've all been around each other. But
Well, I suppose that's the only question that matters, you know?
Hmm.
Why?
Yeah, why? Yes, good question, Dela, I believe it is. It's a very good question. I'm going to try to relight that same cigarette. No, I'm hoping it's dried out.
Takes you a minute. It's still a little damp, but like you hold the flame there long enough and eventually it takes. It's kind of hard to pull, but you get it.
Paper's never going to work for currency. It can't even smoke it, you know.
Well, how about you first, Birdman? What?
I asked the question, but okay.
I mean, it was a grand old question.
Yes, presumably you have an answer.
I came to, help heal. It felt like a good place to do good work as a man of medicine. It's as well as it goes.
I
noble.
actually, yes.
Okay, you're like a real you're like a good person, aren't you?
I don't know about all that. I answered the question. Someone else can answer the question now. It's fine. We do just,
Right.
That's a yes.
You're a doctor. Yeah, that's what you are. That's what you do.
Of sorts. Well, you could say.
You do the physical medicine on the body.
I suppose I'm a glorified pharmacist, but I'm handy in a pinch with a bandage or a touch of, I don't know. It's yeah.
So I think that's wonderful.
Very noble.
Wow.
You all picked to go to prison?
It's a
Not
complicated
kidding.
subject, I suppose. What did you do? Why are you in prison?
Yeah.
That's right, Terbor, and that is a good question. Our question doesn't really apply to you, which is, what happened to you? Why are you here?
I don't remember a lot. I remember standing up and there being flashing lights, and I started to break the lights, and then everything else, and I had killed a lot of people. And then I was in a normal prison. And I killed someone else. And then they sent me here. Don't know much about anything but prison.
I haven't seen you about the ship or nothing. Are you kept in that cell for 9 months?
Oh, I've always been in a cell.
Your whole
That's
life?
Fucking bleak.
Not when I woke up, but when I broke the lights and the people, they put me in a car and then a cell, and then I stayed there.
Where's the boy with those drinks? I could use one.
Yeah, somewhere in that he did kind of silently come by and
Then in that
put
case,
down some drinks.
I'm gonna grab the mug that is much smaller for my hand.
Yeah, just totally wrapped around it.
Well, in that case, instead of saying that, I'm just gonna down my wine and say, "Oh, yep, one more here."
Pretty
The
open with my tab, aren't you?
Right. Pokes
Being
out.
pretty
Oh.
open with my tab, aren't you?
I'm sorry, he was talking. I can't hear you.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. It's fine. It's whatever.
Well, I'd say you more than answered the question there. All right, Vim.
Hmm.
You.
Well, yes, it's a tragic story, and I'll tell you more about it later.
No, only as much as you feel comfortable.
Of course, yes. Well, I was working mostly in claims in insurance. Where you go in and you kind of assess what something is worth, and then if something bad happens, that people come to you and they tell you it's worth so much, and your organization is taking payments from them, and you pay out that amount. Anyway, my job was to evaluate certain things of a very delicate nature. I can't. So basically, what I would do is go through a dungeon, and see if you can break through it. And if you can't break through it, then that's me doing my job. But something went terribly wrong, and I can't talk about it now. And here I am. I had to run away.
Oh no,
It's more than I meant to say tonight.
all entitled to secrets, friend. That's
Move on to maybe Cullen and go.
I can go next. Not getting too much into it. My mother went missing, and I have kind of a gut feeling that kind of what lies behind these walls might give me some insight into what happened and what I can do about it.
And you're here looking for her.
Not particularly. I'm looking for answers more than I'm looking for her.
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
And now, Adam, I think you're the one. You haven't gone.
Oh yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, Cullen. Right? Yeah. Yeah. No. Now, without getting too deep into it, my ma died. Yeah. Looking for a place. Why do I know has come? Freedom. It's more than one kind of prison, Terbor.
And I'm so sorry to hear that.
Sorry for your loss.
Oh yeah. Happens to us all, I suppose. But yeah, where's those steaks? Need some food.
Yes, and he's
Where
missing
is
my
the food?
second wine too, and not very good service, if you ask.
Not going to leave a very good tip.
A few minutes later, the young boy comes out with trays. He puts them down. Very simple plates. You dig in. It's just a big kind of slab of meat. It smells like fish. Just hot, spiced, very basically. And how are you doing on your round of drinks? Anything else for anybody?
I hold up the sippy cup.
More.
Oh, yeah.
Get another one for the gentleman over here, yes, and then I think the bandaged gentleman also, yes, more.
More wine and ale around. Okay, gotcha. He takes your cup, Vim, fills it back up, and then grabs a pitcher of ale and starts just kind of going around.
How is the wine?
Yeah, it's shit. It's real dry and weirdly heavy on the alcohol content. It's very boozy.
Hell yeah.
Best kind of wine.
My constitution modifier is 0, so let me know how I'm doing after.
After 2 glasses of wine.
It's the bottom shelf in the Walmarts that do sell alcohol.
3 glasses.
But yeah, it's like green alcohol and grape juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time in college, me and a good friend of mine wanted wine, but we didn't have any, but we had grape juice and vodka, so we just kind of pretended that we had wine, and it was really bad.
That is fucking disgusting. I can't.
Jake, that was me and CG. That was like our first bonding experience.
That's some of
That's
the
amazing.
college shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
We had to do what we had to do,
Uh, I will not be joining you for that.
Well, I'm a little more.
Never
My
in
palate's a little
life
more
would you ever have
sophisticated
to
now.
do
So.
that.
Yeah,
But-
you drink rosé.
Oh, let's see the label. Come on, hold
Oh,
it
it's
up.
Tobin James. I'm a member of their wine club.
Ooh.
It's Paso Robles. It's very good.
That's what my parents are a member of, or at least they were.
If they were, they
Ah.
should have gotten the recent shipment, and it comes with like a nice. They always like have the wine, and it comes with like a nice gift. They're all about branding, so it's like some gift that has like their logo on it, but it's not like cheap bullshit. It's like actually legitimate, like nice things. So this.
There's all sorts of stuff in my parents' kitchen that is just Tobin James branded. Like, yeah, this was useful.
So we got really good tumblers with the last shipment. Very, very nice tumblers. So
Nice.
big fan.
Actually,
big fan.
on that note, I might quickly run to the bathroom. And
Yeah, no, this is as good a spot as any. If anyone wants to take a brief intermission, a bathroom break. Yeah, we've been playing for a solid 2 hours, so let's drink break. Yeah, anyway, yeah. All right.
That High School Musical song stuck in my head now.
Oh hell
Hold
yeah!
my
which
mother's
one?
beautiful
But
head.
everybody else could tell I confuse my feelings with the truth.
Oh my
I love Vanessa Hudgens so much.
I kind of hate her, but I love how much. You know what I mean? Like I love her.
My baby V. I had such a crush on her when I was a kid.
When she released her first album, I was obsessed. It was so bad, but it was so good.
It was so bad, but it was so good. Baby V.
Baby V.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready
Let's
to
do
walk
it.
on some cobblestones and open
Great.
some
I wanna-
coffins.
I'm gonna beat
Mitch
up
is-
someone.
Mitch is like, and this, it is worth mentioning, every character has been gay thus far.
The whole
Every
time.
character.
Every
has been gay.
NPC you have met, truer than you know.
Okay.
This is like that.
It's really funny because I've like
David
felt
Jones.
that.
I just really wanted to be part of this moment.
Yeah. Wanted to really ride this wave. So you are sitting around in the rancid radish at the community table. Yes, Cullen.
Are the rat folk gay?
Maybe you should go talk to him.
Mm.
Roll me a sense motive check. No kidding.
That's a natural one. So they are.
Well, of
so
course it is
straight.
because
Wow.
you can't
Funny.
tell someone's sexuality just by looking at them. That's offensive.
That wasn't a
Uh,
test for me. That was a test for you. That was the right answer. Good job.
You passed, Mitch.
But
I
it's
rolled
also
a
a test
7.
for
I
the
was
universe.
just testing you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's another moment for the real.
Yeah.
Works
Good guy.
well with gay people.
The
On screen,
gays
it just
love
has-
me.
Just as in parentheses while you're playing the clip on screen, woke.
No, like that'll be it. Like we get to the end of that sentence and just like the shades come down. Whoa.
You're gonna be like famous at like Comic-Con one day, and you're gonna be on stage with like your mic being like, I believe that gay people deserve rights. And the audience is gonna go, ah!
Amazing.
Like I say, we love you. And I love the gays. Just keep calling them the gays. I've always found that
The
that
gays.
really endears.
They really enjoy
Yeah,
that, don't
yeah.
they?
Yes, I really feel connected to in this moment.
So I have a few aunts and uncles who do like
I
when you
derailed
use
this,
an
I'm so sorry.
adjective as a noun, it always just sounds inherently offensive.
Mhm, mhm.
That's a generational thing that at least my friends don't do. Like,
Yeah. Well, one day they'll all die,
yeah.
and we'll be middle-aged.
But they taught
They'll be
that.
so
But they
old by the
taught that
time
shit
they're-
to their shitty kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of shitty people. I'm just not in those circles. All right, Dungeons and Dragons.
Pathfinder. Excuse me.
Yeah. Paizo. Pathfinder 2.
I have to
Electric
put on my
Boogaloo.
accent. So far, Swiss.
Yeah.
is
So
how it's
you-
going.
I'm loving it, by the
It's
way.
great. I love it.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm,
It's
mhm.
very difficult for me to do.
It's so fun though.
It does. It is
I
kind of
couldn't.
Swiss.
I
but
couldn't
like that.
tell. It really. It's
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
Um,
Likewise.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So you're sitting in this bar. You've made it a little ways through your meal. Yeah. And
Terbor is finished, and there's fish just kind of in the hair.
I'm imagining kind of like
He's
mutton
hand.
chops that make
It's
a kind of
yeah,
monkeyish face.
yeah.
Cool.
And I actually was wondering for Terbor, is that right?
Mhm.
What are the clothes? What's the uniform?
My Hero Forge doesn't show it, but it's a prison uniform, so it should just be gray.
Yeah, it's drab like
The
gray
sleeves are gone and
scrubs.
completely torn off by now.
Yeah, well, the biceps.
They
There's no
split
way.
when you put them on, so they were just
Yeah.
like, well.
I'm
dragged
sure
on.
I've raged and exercised in my cell and
Yeah.
wrecked those.
I mean, it's a miracle the crotch is there.
That's saving us all, but that is my unarmed weapon. Sorry.
It's not an arm. Yeah, it makes sense.
Not the way I use it. I don't know.
Just makes me scared.
Judo chop, right?
So you're sitting there for a while. You're finishing up your meal, and the young bartender, he comes over and kind of he's like, "Are you all done?" And takes the plates away. You're sitting there lost in conversation for a little while until eventually a gnome in the corner kind of hops up. The community table is vacated except for y'all at this point. And he kind of sidles into the booth and says, "Hello there. Couldn't help but overhear. You're new arrivals, right? Strapped for cash?"
Who's asking?
Well, an interested party, I'll say. Well, I'll give you a crumb. You don't know much yet. There's a man on this island. His name's Bill. You might want to get friendly with him. Lots of people work for him, live in his homes and such. I'm what you might call a recruiter. And his eyes kind of flash to Terbor. Got a keen eye for talent. And, well, basically, I got a job opportunity.
Does he have a large library?
A library? Oh, that's a cute request. No, he does not. Most folks don't. If you own a library, well, there's some rich folks who might have their own. Cotton, he's certainly got something. But no, Bill, he's not much of a reader.
Fair enough. Thank you for your input.
Oh yeah, happy to help. And you see, Bill, he looks at his people as a family, right? He looks after his family, takes care of them. And when people, come for his family, he's going to act on that. And so, well, long story short, there's an area of the city that's gone a bit dark in the last couple of years. It's fallen. There's been a bit of disagreements, we'll say, about who should take charge in there. Bill, and I agree, he seems to think that that should be his land. And, well, there's a pest problem. There's an area that we want. It's structurally sound, you see. Plague broke out there a while back. It was kind of the first place. It's gone a bit dark, but, the bodies are clean. They can't infect you. We've sent, a few grunts in there, and then they didn't come back. So we sent some scouts, and they made it back. But it was a bit beyond their handling. But again, he flashes up to Terbor. Someone, who take a few hits good in a fight, along with a, party of friends. He eyes the bow on Vim's back. Might fare a bit better. It's a good opportunity to earn some dollars.
Can I? I'm not sure in 2E. Is like a knowledge like underworld? Is that like a thievery thing?
I know that wouldn't be a thievery is specifically like pickpocketing and sleight of hand.
Okay, like trade.
Knowledge lore is just knowledge. And it
Knowledge,
works
lore,
pretty
or
much the
society, maybe.
exact
Well,
same way.
society, that's a feat. That's a feat you have to take to be able to use society for lore.
I have underworld lore as a criminal.
You can always roll. There's always like basic stuff you can do with any skill. So for any category of lore, you can just roll an untrained recall knowledge, which is subject obviously DMDC based on what you could possibly have access to.
Okay. I guess in that case, I think what I'm mostly thinking of is a sense motive, but basically I am trying to use like prior experience with maybe shady people to wade through this guy's bullshit.
Cool.
That's what I want to do. If there's a certain check I should make.
I mean, that would be a sense motive check. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I'm actively trying to. I'm just like, as he's saying this, like basically making this offer, I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that's 14 only.
I'd love a sense motive.
Yeah, go for it. Anyone who wants to roll a sense motive.
21.
I'll do it just for shits, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're not proficient.
Can I use an underworld? Oh, it's the same roll. It won't.
I mean, 21. Okay. What was that, Aiden?
Oh, 14 for me only.
14.
The pretend cigarette thing is so like fun that I keep doing it while I'm like.
And honestly, the way the light is hitting the tip of it, it does look lit. It
looks lit. Yeah.
It's lit.
It's pizza crust. but I keep
a man after my own heart.
I realize that it's like I'm not even like talking as Vim. I'm just like I'm talking as Aiden. I'm like, so that check. What check would that be?
What would it be?
You're right at the butt of the cigarette, but you don't want to quite waste it. Like it's so specific.
Yeah, well, I only got so much pipe tobacco, so I'm running out from my good friend Dela. So,
all right. So
how much?
Just
like
to
my
answer
motive
those sense motive check. Yeah, Cullen's the only one who really got like a high-ish, score.
I got a 21.
Oh, you got a 21.
Cornwallow got a 20.
Okay. He's definitely creepy, but he's not bullshitting you.
So he's got work for us.
He seems earnest. Though, he's,
So what is it he wants from this plague town? Is it from this blight town? Or are we going to just like see what the situation is there? Is that what he was asking?
Yeah, he hasn't quite gotten to that. If you do you ask that?
Just describing it. I
yeah, hadn't gotten there yet, and then there was the ask of the sense motive.
What exactly are you looking for us to do?
Well, there's an intersection, right? It's the corner of Weimar and Vintage, and the buildings there, they haven't taken any damage, you see, over the years. They're not destroyed or anything, and it could be a good place to, lay down a flagpole and start rebuilding as you grow, right? But there is a pest problem there. Something rather big, spider-like, I heard. Just a beast, though. Nothing intrepid folk couldn't handle. So you just have to go in there and clear it out. It's only the request. Did you
You'll come back with $250.
Each of
Well,
your total.
That's $50 for each of you.
And here is the question that I have. $1 is that how much gold? How much is that? What can I buy with $1?
Let's put a mark on it. You see, the drink you got in front of you, $1. That'd be one.
Oh, $1. Okay, well, okay. By, terrible drink, so I imagine it's not much $1.
Yeah. If you don't want to go and you buy some weapons or something, I don't know. A sword might be $100, $50. Depends on the quality you get.
100.
Okay.
Oh,
He kind of looks down at your fists, Terbor.
I suppose you're a man who's better with his hands than anything.
All I need.
That's what I like to see. Yeah, I think I chose the right folk. Well, what you say? I understand if some of you's quite skinny.
He looks at Adam and Cullen.
If you don't want to go, he looks over at Dela. I do understand, you got things in search of the library, but it's a great way to establish some footing. Maybe make good with someone who's got some pull here in the city.
Half
Half?
before.
A shrewd businessman. I like that. All right, fair enough. What will that be?
And he flips out a little billfold.
125. Here you are.
Kind of slaps it down on
And
the table.
and you have to pay our tab for tonight.
Oh, I think you already forked over some silver. But it's what yeah. It's a tough break, but that's what she drinks for a
Wait,
while
so
with
you
him.
just we forked over the silver, so you just give the dollars to us.
Fair enough.
He reaches into his billfold. There you go. It would probably be about 20 for the night.
But
All
we
right.
did get the room.
Have you?
No, I'm lying.
Deception check. Deception.
Yeah.
Vim is like becoming extremely aware of how little prep he had, as far as new life goes, not very prepared.
Yeah.
There's not like a businessman raccoon that lives around here that's going to give me a house that I
A
can
Tom
pay off at
Nook
my
of
leisure.
sorts.
You know what I mean?
It's a weird
Like,
variation of a rat folk. A raccoon folk.
All right, deception.
Yeah, what's that deception? Call it out.
Ooh.
Unnatural 20.
Gentleman's 20. Yeah. And he says, well, that should be wrapped up in there, but just make me a persuasion check or diplomacy.
Oh no. Good at lying. That's me. Just that part. Diplomacy. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, natural 20 for a
Thank
21.
God.
Fuck yeah. He's got his billfold there.
All right. For the rooms.
And he flips out a little bit more.
Here's
Can I
10
just make a
for a week
look
of
and see how
rooms.
much he's got on him? Like
I
he's
like
flipping through his
Yeah, make me a
billfold.
perception check.
Yeah, I just want to silently. It's like the third time he's pulled it out now, and I just want to look down and see how much he's got.
Our party motto is just take them for all they're worth.
18 plus 7.
The article is like only steal from rich people, but
22.
this is just like steal from everybody.
25 perception.
25 perception.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's a thick billfold.
Ours is just like stealing. It's not
Good to
stealing
know.
if they offer.
There's few things that Terbor knows. Stealing is one of them. So he's just not. I'm not gonna do anything, but
I'm not
Noted.
gonna, but I get it.
maybe.
I could.
I'm not doing anything right now, but noted. The
Noted.
large billfold.
Great.
Well, thank you. And actually, what was your name?
My name, Phineas.
Well, very nice to meet you, Phineas.
Yeah, and I didn't really describe him. I mean, he's got that like same, he's got a double-breasted vest, a tie, sleeves rolled up. He's got some, sideburns and kind of slicked back hair with oil. He's a gnome, so he's pretty short. He's only about 3 feet tall. He's got kind of yellowed teeth.
I'm writing here, scuzzy looking guy.
Yeah, but he looks to be like mid-30s for a gnome.
And sorry, Mitch, I just forgot who is he a recruiter for? He just said, but
Bill.
Bill, yes.
Bill. Got it. Thank you.
As one of the items you can create as an alchemist is just a match, but they call it a tinder.
A tinder twig?
Amazing.
Yeah, they were like, well, we can't just call it a match. This is D&D.
Yeah.
I'll just look. Did he put the 25 down? Like, give it to me because it's my
He just
hat?
put it in the center of y'all 5.
Just 25? I thought it was 50 for each of us. So he put 25 down for each of us?
Yeah,
or-
he put down like a big lump sum of 125,
Oh, got
which
it.
was just like a half payment.
Plus
Okay.
the payment for our rooms.
Yeah, plus the payment for
And
your
play-
room.
yeah.
So all in all, you
And
have
and the
tab.
dudes.
and your tab. So all in all, you have about 150 with you. 160.
When?
Well, if you'd like
$32
to,
for each of
I
us.
mean, it's getting a bit late. Be unwise to go in there after dark, I think. So if you'd like to get a good night rest and maybe come back later, I mean, it's just all you have to do is follow along the ducks up the water, head north, and then take a left on Weimar Street until you hit Vintage. There'll be some rubble and some, that's where they disposed of a lot of bodies right quick, and a few are still just waiting there. So don't let that scare you. They can't do anything. So that's you should watch out for, honestly. If you don't know, there's quite of a bug going around Dunspear lately. Don't let it take hold in your system. It's pretty bleak. But yeah, avoiding the rats. Good way to do that. They don't much like fire.
Hmm.
Thanks.
I'll be back here from night to night. Let's say tomorrow night when I'm here, you'll have had the job done by then.
Sounds doable.
Yeah, it's okay. Then we can do that.
All right. And if you try to run without the job being completed, Bill will know. I'll see to that.
Yes, and okay. And we wouldn't want to disappoint William, so we wouldn't do that.
Certainly not. All right. Well, I bid you a fond farewell. He reaches over to the tiny top hat beside him that he brought over to your table. Well, I'll be heading out to my humble abode. Watch out. Every time there's new arrivals, it's getting a little crazy. I wouldn't roam the streets tonight. But I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And he hops off the bench, walks out the bar.
I didn't care for him.
He's mousy.
That's a good word for it. Yeah.
You're right, creepy booger.
I just like shove my hand forward and grab the most approximate 1/4 of what I could imagine as 1/4 of this pile of bills.
But there's 5 of us.
You know, he's still
5.
getting his numbers, you know.
Yeah.
I can't fault him for that, you know.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
can't help but think that maybe this fella right here, gestures to Terbor, is the one who found us that job. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He certainly kept looking at you. He really liked you, Terbor.
Small people look at me a lot.
Now that's true. And were you always so big, or were you born this way?
leave him animal. I think he's answered enough questions for tonight.
Okay, yes, sorry, of course.
All right. Well, if we're gonna be hunting something, do any of you have experience in a fight?
No, well, no, I mean, not really. I've never been in quite, like a scrap where we're hurting each other, cutting and punching each other, but I can shoot. I have my bow here.
You
I
spent
can
enough
shoot
time.
very well, and so I think I've always fancied that if we are getting tough with people, I can really target their heads and that kind of thing.
Right. Well,
But I don't know the first thing about, kind of hand-to-hand combat.
Doesn't sound like hands are going to be such a big thing in this fight. So
Well, don't say that to Terbor. He's got the heads of a.
on the other side,
What
Yeah.
about you, Adam?
Yeah, I can
You fight?
I can handle my own time to time. Yeah.
And Dela, you seem quite the gentleman to me. And would you have any objections if we have to kill some vermin or something?
Suppose I understand if it's your backs are up against it, all that good stuff. I mainly just, no harm. I prefer to be a man of healing, a bird of healing. But I certainly can patch you all up as ill befalls you, and I have a few little alchemical creations that might gunk up their wheels and such.
Oh, and I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
We could buy you your library.
Wishful thinking.
Oh man.
That's very
Uh-huh.
sweet. I don't know if we
Well.
can do that.
Well, we've got this
Well,
place
we
for the
could buy
way.
you your cigarettes.
And I love the sound of that. And speaking of which, this one is it's been out for a while. I've just been sucking on it because it's got the residue, So I'd love to, I'd probably turn in soon.
Or we could just go take some.
Yeah, boy. No, that's not worth it.
Just take some money.
Oh.
Well, I think, but you've already made more money tonight than you would if you just went and grabbed some bloke. Probably. I mean, you can maybe track down that little gnome. It's up to you, but make less of a splash. You see. Take your time.
Okay.
Keep your head
And
down.
I'll-
That's what I've learned.
I'll take, a fifth of the money and I'll try to try to do the mental math, reason out how much is meant for the rooms and just go and buy us some rooms with that money.
I'm not sure if you guys caught, but because you rolled a natural 20 on that diplomacy check, like he gave you money for rooms for the week here.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Vim would do that math. I don't know that Aiden could do that very quickly, but Vim is very good.
Vim
with
would
numbers.
find it, and Mitch will think about it later.
Who are Aiden and Mitch? I don't know who those are. Cullen's
This is
never heard those
my
names before.
second character recently that is better at numbers than my actual person.
That's why I never play a high intelligence character.
Yeah, I know you have to do a lot of flavor.
I could never do it.
I would figure that out after a while.
Oh God, wait, that's me. I have to be intelligent. Fuck.
Yep. You guys are a very smart crew, except
I
for
get to be
Terbor.
I
dumb,
know
and that makes me
things.
so happy. I don't have to solve problems.
All three of you
Oh
guys.
yeah, well why don't you ask me about forests?
Frail
I can
and
tell
smart.
you.
What's the forest?
That's a really good question. It's trees and there's lots of them and there's nature and there are things happening in there. And if there's specific things that the DM wants me to say, I can roll for it. But yeah, it's life. The forest is bursting with life.
Like
You might like it. You might like it.
mm,
Do you like swinging?
nature.
Have you I mean, I don't want to condescend, but have you seen a tree?
Picture.
Picture.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
We'll find you a tree. We'll
We'll get you a
find you a
tree.
nice tree.
Hope you find one.
Oh. Okay.
Do you like swinging? Is that something that tickles your fancy?
Yeah, that's a low blow, Cullen.
Maybe.
He says maybe.
I love also being too dumb to even know.
to get the, yeah. You
Like,
don't know what a
that's
monkey
even more
is. Like,
I don't know what the fuck a monkey is, or that you're being, yeah.
I wasn't
Terbor's just
being
like,
condescending.
yeah,
I was
so-
trying to like find commonalities.
yeah.
I like swinging.
Shared experiences.
Sorry,
right?
pardon. Cullen likes swinging.
Right. Well,
Well,
I'm quite
he
tired.
said it's dangerous out. Do we
should-
want to practice outside? Or just go to bed?
Me personally, I'm not about to go fight someone with my bare hands. If we're gonna even fight this spider that he said, I'm gonna need to find a tool, of some kind. And I've got
Oh,
my dagger, and he pats on his hip, and you do see that it's just like on his left hip. There's a simple, like, dagger in a leather pouch, just wrapped in leather. There's no ornate handle or anything, but not looking to do too much damage with it or nothing. I just use a sword. There's gotta be people use swords here, don't they?
Well, you have the money for it now too, because he
I
gave us,
imagine so.
Oh, I do.
Oh, we don't. He said they're expensive. I don't know if we have enough money for that.
Yeah.
He
Well,
said
something,
$100.
something cheap. I don't know.
we'll take one. Don't worry. I want to go to bed then.
Terbor just like stands up and from this booth, and the whole table is just like,
Yeah, just
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, okay, and Terbor, I'll show you where the men showed me where the rooms are, and we have them for a week. So I'll show you one of them. I don't actually know how many I got.
I
did
would say you
roleplay
got
that
got
far.
one for each of you. Yeah, it's like they're small. They're definitely like cramped quarters.
Well, something tells me Terbor is not complaining about what the size of the room that he gets.
I mean, that's the thing. You were sleeping on some uncomfortable cots
Thank
with
you.
just the lightest padding for the last 9 months. Like, these are actual feather beds.
As long as the bed is not directly next to the toilet, I think it's an improvement.
Well, it depends on if that means there's no toilet.
Well, Adam, he straightens up. I think I'll follow suit. Good night, y'all. Hope you sleep well.
Yes, good night, everyone else. And actually, before we all split up, should we meet down here in the morning and decide if we're going to buy our supplies and then go to kill the vermin?
Sounds like a good plan.
Hi. Yeah.
Breakfast?
Yes, breakfast.
I like where your head's at, Terbor.
Hope I
Can't
have
fight a
something.
battle with an empty stomach.
All right. Adam makes his way upstairs. The rest of you follow suit, I'm guessing, after you've paid the tab and
Yep.
stuff. Cool. So
I'm gonna Vim will just buy a bottle of the wine and take it up to his room with him.
Cool. Easily done. Sleep eventually takes you in this new space. Still a little uncomfortable, but ginger. Yeah, not the most restful sleep. You know, you hear the sounds of the rain. You know, pattering outside. Some of you toss and turn. Just although there is something, you know, quite settling about being on land for the first time in 9 months. And when dawn comes, you wake, you know, a little stiff, but rested. What do you?
I head down for breakfast.
Great. You find Adam already, you know, sipping on just what looks to be a cup of water at the community table when you walk down.
I'll go down as well as soon as I'm awake.
I'll go up to the bar.
Okay.
Is it the same bartender guy?
Yeah, it's the same, like
Oh,
young guy.
Beer. Wine.
That too.
Right.
Well, wine is for him.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Terbor.
Mm.
And then the ale's for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring it to you in a minute if you want to have a seat.
Okay.
Saunter away.
Yeah. this kid's terrified of me.
I can
Yeah, he easy enough. He brings you your drinks.
You know, I spent some time living with goblins, and beer is a breakfast drink among the goblins. You don't have coffee or tea or anything like that. You only have beer. It is the best way to wake up, I found.
Really? Makes me rather sleepy.
Yes, but who wants to be too awake?
Fair enough.
Sad question, but a fair question.
Well, you know, the goblins, they don't have very many happy questions.
No. I suppose to answer your question is people who need to be awake. I'd want to be. I pick and choose when I want consciousness.
Well, you know, you're welcome to do that.
Right. We're just waiting on Master Dela.
Yeah, I go down for breakfast. I'm there.
Cool. Yeah, you dine. He brings you like a simple meal of just like eggs and some kind of hard biscuits.
Can you soften these up for me, please?
Dip him in the water. That's what I always do. He kind of ducks in the back.
I just grab
ready for the
Cullen's
question.
biscuits. I just squeeze Cullen's biscuits very hard and then let it go.
Just turn it to mulch and it just falls on your plate.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, you can have mine. And
No,
I-
it's okay. Okay, thank you. So kind.
Yeah. A valiant effort.
And it was Dela. Can I ask you, sorry, one more time before we go to the store? I would like to borrow some of your tobacco.
Sure. Yes. He.
And more paper if you've got it. I have tinder twigs if you need that. But that's all I
aren't we
have.
going to Boys Boys? I mean,
Perhaps they have napkins. Perhaps they have napkins.
Oh!
You can ask the fine folks. Maybe they'll have some kind of paper behind the bar or something. They must have something.
You know, and you know, if I'm being very quite frank, these dollars are just paper, so I can use them if we really have to. You know.
I think we should hold on to those. They sound valuable.
Well, sure, it's just a joke only.
So funny.
Also, Mitch.
Yeah.
I would like to spend a minute thinking about the information on the plague that
Mhm.
that we got, and I'm designating that my lead I'm pursuing. So
Cool.
for any information about the plague on my part or the part of my party members near me, you get a +1 on perception and recall knowledge checks.
Cool. Cool.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
a cool ability.
Just anything to
seriously.
do
Really
with the plague.
Yeah, the plague that ravaged this town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ravaged.
And I wanted to this was I think pretty clear in the intro area, but this is Dunspear. Like we're not in like a town outside of, like, this is Dunspear.
This is
Actual.
Dunspear proper.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and you would have seen kind of as you sailed in, almost like 3 distinct chunks, kind of one massive one right in the center, and then a couple of smaller slivers, kind of capping it on either end. And you kind of just sailed straight for the middle of the large one.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick to just put a button on pursue a lead so that you know what the deal is on it, Mitch.
Yeah.
Because it is a little open, but it is basically anything that can pertain to us investigating like information on this. So it can be
That's great.
a perception check or anything that uses intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
That is
if it's
so.
being used to find things.
That is
So,
such a
like-
blanket ability. Like,
But like it's
Seriously, I love
because it's like a weird thing to really pin down. So it's basically at any given point I can just make my case for like, hey, I think
I get a +1 here.
like we're interviewing this witness about the plague, so that's a charisma based check about
Word.
the thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
you
Totally
know.
here for it.
Yeah.
Great. So. All right. Well, shall we hit up the shop?
Let's do it.
Don't need to, break the bank on me, but just something to help. So you're a healer. He turns to Dela. That'll be mighty useful. That's
I hope to be. We'll see if there's anyone in need of help in this town that we're going to. It sounds a bit dire.
well. And you, I'm guessing. Well, bow is your favorite thing. You're not going to get too close.
Me? Oh no, I don't want to get close at all. And I'm more of an engineer, so if we come into some sticky situations, I hope I can help us get there. But as far as sticking, knives into folk, not my thing.
Right. Terbor, obviously good with his hands. Cullen, you good with that staff you got?
I like to think that I'm pretty good with my stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's fair enough. Fair's fair,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's not okay.
And actually, I was wondering, Colin, what is it that you do? What is your profession or whatever it is?
Just a wanderer. I don't really have a set job or anything.
Here.
Sure, that's fair enough,
I met a guy once who was very into filling out his resume, and that's not really my thing. But I'm a
But
wanderer.
there's nothing wrong with that. It can really help you get ahead,
No, he's a good guy. But anyway,
Sounds like a very brave person.
This Canton store, that's what we're looking for, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think you're right there.
All right. Shall we venture?
sure.
Then we'll go with them.
All right. Well, and anyone who wants to stay, I suppose I'll just meet you back here. Who is anyone staying put? Is anyone?
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Coming.
fast friends.
You're my
Well, you know,
best
it's like, I don't know
friend.
anyone else on the island, so I'm going with you folks.
And everyone else. No offense to Terbor, might be a bit dodgy.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Terbor, and I feel very safe with you.
You probably are.
Oh, Dave.
Charming. All right, let's shall we go? Cool. Yeah. Make your way and make your way downtown. You head a little bit further in to Dunspear along this kind of main road here. You pass some people. You see there are some kind of people taking down the wood paneling and boarding that they had last night. There are a few, just people who look to be kind of just, there's a guy unconscious in the alley. You can't tell if, from, drinking or what. But you keep going a little ways until eventually you do see a kind of general store looking place that has, again, one of those kind of hanging signs in the same script that matches the boat you saw earlier. Kent and Co.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a Coca-Cola-esque font.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's very vivid.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go in.
I'm right behind him.
Yeah. Adam pushes away.
Yes.
A bell dings. And you see like a young woman behind, wearing an apron. Hi there. Welcome to the Canton Company. Any needs you may have, we're here to fulfill. You looking for anything particular today? And
Well, cigarettes for me is what I need. Do you have them rolled, or do I have to buy tobacco?
we have them by the pack, or you can buy loose paper and herb.
Yes, I suppose 8 packs. How much is 8 packs?
That would be 32.
Oh, okay. How about 4 packs of cigarettes?
No, that would be 16.
Yes, okay. I'll pay that.
I'm just gonna look around because I'm not conscious enough to just be thinking in my head a shopping list. What do I see as Terbor?
You see, like a very nice interior, a very well kept, kind of standing aisles through the middle of the shop. You see just standing aisles through the middle of the shops, and along the walls there seem to be lots of ingredients and stuff, kind of like loose, cubbies where you can go and like scoop out some rice or something. So it seems pretty basic. Well, a lot behind the wall though, there are some kind of simple armaments, nothing too intricate or ornate in design, just simple like. You want an iron sword? Here you go.
Got it.
So, let me text you real quick. So Adam walks up to the one behind the counter and says, how much is that right there? And he points at like a simple short sword, looks pretty small. That'll be 25. All right. Yeah. 25. Great. Suppose I'll use my share then for that. No one has any objection. Terbor, you seem to pocket some of the money. I didn't seem to grab any last night.
Oh,
And I just like pull it's just like wad of like money.
Crumpled up, yeah. So kind of flattens it out. Right then. Pulls out 25. There you are, big man. You hold on to the rest. I'll just be taking that.
Are there any bottles of alcohol around?
Yeah.
Ooh, Terbor likes alcohol.
Yeah, real simple stuff. Just like small jugs. Just kind of brown substance.
I'll grab a brown one
Great.
and put it.
Right. $8.
And I'll look to Adam.
Right, friend. I got you.
8.
Hands it back.
I like that.
Takes the bottle off of the counter.
He wraps it around his belt, ties it to himself. Well, I got your smoke, got my weapon. Anyone else need anything?
No, that's fine.
Fantastic. All right,
good.
shall we?
Well, yes. That's anything else? Anything else anyone needs before we go to the spider?
No, I'm quite right.
Yeah. Well, then Vim will just head out.
I'll follow. Yank the cork off with my teeth, sort of walking.
And I'm lighting my cigarette.
Yeah, I walk out as well.
Yeah. So you know. What did he say? He said the docks. Walk along the docks.
I think he said along the docks until we get to.
Intersection of something and something.
Yeah.
He said
that sounds
Weimar
exactly
Street.
right.
Weimar Street and Vintage.
Yep, that sounds so right.
Yeah, Cullen had it there.
Right. Shall we
Not
then?
just a hat rack.
Yes, not just a pretty face.
You start, walking towards the water, kind of back the way you came. You pass the rancid radish on your way, and you start kind of booking it north. You pass a lot of, like I said, ramshackle wooden homes that seem to be forged out of multiple wooden dinghies that have shored up over the years. And the gas lamps get fewer and far between. Though, at the moment, while overcast, there is, a bright day in front of you as it goes here in Dunspear. So you pass for a while. One kind of crazy old woman in the side sees you, Terbor, in your gray scrubs, and starts chuckling. New arrival. And just kind of is muttering that under her breath over and over again as you pass. And you travel for a ways until you hit, a street sign that reads Weimar Street and bank left. The homes in this area seem rather dilapidated. More and more there are what look to be charred bodies lining the streets. There are rats that dart in and out of crevices and under piles of rubble or body. Just one or two at a time, nothing. And they seem to
skitter away from you as you get close, especially with Terbor around, him being big enough. You see what look to be whole streetways and alleys in between that have been almost barricaded with furniture and rubble and bodies, just blocking certain passageways. You kind of travel this winding road until you bank a little bit right, and you see kind of, just ahead of you, a sign that does read vintage in very, very faded and scratched script. Though there is a bit of a, kind of one of those barricades that you need to kind of surmount before you can get into this little intersection. So, for anyone who does that first, I'm going to need an athletics check. Or acrobatics, depending on how you go about it.
I'm a jump. Is that acrobatics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed. Why do we need acrobatics or an athletics?
There's a mound of rubble in front of you. You're climbing over it.
Okay.
15.
Cool.
I guess, yeah. I guess I'm gonna clamber. Would you call that acrobatics or athletic?
I'm gonna leave it to you because you're kind of you're come see come saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, acrobatics is higher for me, so
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll try to put a little flair into it.
Yeah. It's kind of I'll take the justification of acrobatics being the fleet of foot and watching where you step and kind of darting up this rubble.
Okay.
Yeah, Cullen goes first. He does kind of attempt at brave and dislodges a few rocks as he goes, but he does manage to kind of hop up and over pretty quickly. Let's go for cool. Great. So yeah. Oof, not so good. You do as you you're going up after these kind of lightfoot boys.
It's extra.
It does kind of kick down some rubble at you, and you trip and fall and kind of slide down to the bottom. Dela, you do okay, and Alex, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Rolled a 9, but I have really good athletics.
Yeah. I imagine, yeah. All right. So, yeah, you surmount this obstacle and kind of make your way into this little setting. If everyone wants to hop over to the roll 20.
That sounded very piloty.
And if everybody wants to hop
Yeah.
over to the roll 20.
Everyone can hop over to the roll 20.
These
Everyone looks
avatars
to their left.
enable.
And we're having a really good time.
And then I'm just gonna.
We're coasting at about.
Aiden, I'm enjoying having two angles of you.
Yeah, it's really nice.
What? Crazy.
Thank you.
Oh, I can put my character
Neither
down.
one
here.
is my best angle, but
Oh, that's
I'll
me.
unveil that at some point.
What would you
Okay.
say your best angle is?
Behind.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe bird's eye view. I don't know.
Yeah, hopping over to the roll 20.
I get it. Mine's out of focus.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So you see in front of you.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, a kind of dilapidated intersection. And let me clear up a little bit more of a.
Oh, we're also
Square.
fun looking.
Yeah, that is true. I like
Yeah,
looking
we're a
at it.
fun group. Terbor is just going to instinctively make his way to the front of the group, or sort of flanking. Just pushes up.
Oh God.
Oh, I like that little guy.
Oh shit.
Cornwalla. Yeah.
Oh, I was reacting to the dead bodies everywhere,
Imagine
but
with one eye.
I
Oh
love him.
boy.
Yes, well, you put Vim exactly where he would instinctually go.
All right. So you're in this kind of intersection. What do you do?
guess we go forward. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I suppose I'll
Fighters.
forward. I'm gonna, hang back a little bit, like here.
I might accidentally step on this one tile that looks like differently than all the other ones. Oops.
Just a manhole.
Damn it. Okay.
Yes, I
Oh.
will do a medical check and see what I can find out about these people.
Yeah. As you approach, there are a
pile
few
of
rats that you do like,
Just as I suspected. they're
disturb
dead.
with your footsteps.
And I will add my pursue a lead because I'm hoping to, figure out stuff about this plague. If I
Yeah.
can figure out any defining, oh, that was bad. No, I probably can't. That's a 10 total.
10 total. These bodies are pretty charred. Honestly, they were clearly burned, and they've been here for a little while now. So it smells, and not much you can discern.
Can I make a check to kind of get a sense for the fire? Was it like torching? Was it some other primal or demonic something or
I
other?
suppose that would be a
It's either a
maybe
nature or an occultism check.
any like kind of magical origin to the flame or something.
Well, it could, yeah, if there's anything like that going on here.
Yeah, go ahead and make me an occult or arcana check.
Either way that, no. Okay, so it's either a 27 for occultism or a 29 for arcana.
Plus
Okay.
1 to each of those as Dela goes, oh, yes, if you notice the scorch marks around there, that indicates that it's probably not a...
Okay, so
Um,
28 or 30, depending on what you...
What Dela probably shouted out was that it seems that yes, this was intentional. There are distinct moments where the places where the flame seems to originate from, and it does kind of smell of some oil.
Okay.
Yes. A petrol of some kind, just as I suspected.
So gruesome.
Well,
Agreed.
well, nothing much seems to be here. Adam kind of wanders over to this little broken down apartment and peers inside. Does seem to be, not destroyed, just vacated and kind of left to some time, it would appear.
Can I make a perception check for anything like threatening in the area?
Yeah, I'd like to do that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check.
Mitch, I have. No, never mind. That doesn't apply here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Dirty 20.
16. So dirty 20, you said?
Yeah, dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely see kind of a little bit more northward in this part. It definitely seems to get covered in webs. These are definitely giant webs, but kind of here in the corner and here in the corner, there do seem to be some kind of bulbous looking things.
Where? Sorry, can you say those numbers again?
Yeah.
You
I got a
ping 'em on the map.
22. So if those 2
Oh, yeah.
points tell me
Got 'em
anything
right
else,
here and right here. Just kind of nestled in the corners, you see.
got it. And yeah,
here.
if 22 tells me anything special,
It's like we get it. You rolled 6 more than me. Okay.
if a 22, which is I'd say like, you know, 6
because
more
you
than,
got a because
16.
Terbor got a 22, it was left a little vague, but because you got a 22, you would recognize these to effectively look kind of like giant egg sacs.
Yeah, so Terbor wouldn't know an exact if it, you know, bit him on the face, but I do know them.
This is all pretty much, yeah, you know. I don't even know regular life.
Yeah, Terbor is like, that looks like a very bubbly part of that area.
So pretty.
Well, everyone, I am seeing 2 things that look very similar to eggs to me.
Like scramble or like threatening? Like, should we like leave or should we
Like spider.
That's what we were told the threat was, though, right?
Yes, I'm
Right.
thinking we ought to kill them. What do you think happened to all these people? I suppose they are plague victims.
That's what I'm thinking. Or maybe perhaps the spiders moved in to feed on them.
I'm gonna look around. You said these houses are pretty much intact, but is there like just a pretty nice size chunk of rock?
Oh, very easily found, especially inside.
I'm gonna pick one up, the biggest one that I can find,
Cool.
and throw it as hard as I can just into the webs like here.
Well, I'm going to take my bow out while he's doing that.
Yeah, my staff is ready.
Yeah, Adam takes out his sword. Right. So as you do that, I want everybody to make me some perception checks.
Ooh, that's not initiative. That's
Call
different.
them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
16.
8 plus 7.
Hi, cutie.
15.
Oh, like the Taylor Swift song.
6.
15.
All right. So
A dirty 20.
dirty 20.
which is a
Okay.
pretty good lot.
So Vim, you would see out of the corner of your eye, as soon as the stone hits that, giant webbing, something kind of scuttle across that rooftop to your left there.
I'm gonna
You didn't get a great look at it though.
I'm gonna point over in that direction and go, ah!
No.
If you look back now at the the giant kind of nest, as it were, you do see that the egg sacs are starting to just kind of wiggle a little bit at that disruption after it kind of rippled through the whole nest.
Oh, I'm gonna grab another rock.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure we should be doing that.
Should I hit the eggs this time? No.
Does anyone else want to weigh in here? I don't know.
Let's just hold tight for a minute.
Well, all right,
Right.
everybody, stay close to one another. I don't like this. And he kind of edges over to Terbor.
We're gonna like Avengers style, like back to back.
Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
All right.
There she is, loading her pistol. There's Black Widow. It's my favorite part of the Avengers thing.
So after a moment
Shield,
of that,
hammer.
He's
these
really
eggs kind of shake, vibrate, and you see just tons of not giant spiders. They look to be maybe the size of tarantulas at best, just kind of scuttle
Oh.
across in every direction. And from deeper within the nest, you see kind of a like rumbling and soon you see what looks to be kind of a scythe of a claw kind of rip through, and one of these pops out.
Ew.
Wait,
Ew.
what am I looking at here?
At the,
Me
in
after
the web.
Thanksgiving dinner, am I right?
Oh, ew.
Yeah, one of those pops out. And now I want
This
everybody to
nice
roll me
boy.
initiative.
I have a rock in my hand.
Do you throw it?
Rock in my hand.
No, I can. Yeah, if I have the chance to do it now, I will throw the rock.
I'll give you a surprise, right? If you were just staring at the,
Because I have just had this rock.
Yeah,
and
you-
I was
Oh,
like,
wait.
are we
you've had it
waiting?
at the ready. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me a ranged attack.
I lied. I'm
Alright.
sorry.
You get to use strength for your ranged attacks, right? With improvised
Mm.
weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I should have raged. I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
So this is one of those special things I have where, yeah, I can add my strength to it. So it's a natural 20 plus 9, so it's a 29 to hit technically. And then you are kind of, as the DM, it's up to your discretion what damage die that
What would that would be?
it's my improvised weapon and my thrown objects. It's sort of up to you
Yeah.
what damage die that does.
Oh jeez. Just trying to find a clean page for some combat. All right.
And yeah, initiative is perception normally, right? Unless there's something else.
Perception normally, unless you want to make a case for anything else.
Got it.
Shall put them in the chat.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of bouncing between multiple pages and such. All right.
Yeah, let me know what is like your, the best.
I mean, honestly, just calling it out is the most useful thing for
Okay.
it. But I mean,
20.
having some
16.
kind of record of it, because I'm usually anyway.
I always just feel like whenever I go to call it out, I end up just talking over someone else trying to
Same.
say what
Yeah.
their number is.
Yeah, same.
20.
Great. 16 for Cullen.
Yep.
Great. For Dela, that's a 10. For Adam. Oh, that's not good. That's a 16. What's your dexterity, Cullen?
That's a really good question. To which my answer is
So it's still pretty
14.
14. All right. So, well, heads or tails? Y'all got the
Tails.
exact same initiative. Like,
I've never
Tails.
actually seen this happen.
yeah, like
Better
okay.
perception.
Tails. All right. You Adam is going first.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So 16 and 16 and dead beast. Ooh, okay. The beast rolled very well on its initiative.
I bet she did.
And what did you get, Terbor?
I rolled a 29 for my initiative. It was a natural 20, but it's up to you to decide what damage die I do.
Yeah. Okay.
What
I'm
D-
gonna
yeah.
say that's a D4 for just like a regular sized rock.
All right. Do I roll 2 d4s because of the critical, or do I roll a d4 and double what I roll?
Roll a D4 and double it. That's the
Okay,
way I do
so
criticals
it's-
anyway.
4 bludgeoning plus 4 strength, so it's 8 bludgeoning total.
Cool. All right. Well, you check out. Yeah, that was so you throw that and it just nails it right in one of its many eyes. And it kind of screeches and looks over at you, not happy. All right. So now we are kind of properly to the initiative order, as it were. Oh, not that. Snap to center. I love this little ruler function. It's so It's so nifty.
It's really nice.
Is it set correctly?
Yep. I should have everybody's initiative at this point.
No, I meant the ruler.
Oh.
Ruler defaults. Is it to 5e? It's to not
defaults to
Pathfinder.
5e.
Oh, and so for Pathfinder 2e, it's how many
It's
is
the
one
same
way?
as Pathfinder in 3.5, which is what their selection is on.
Yeah, I have it. Oh, with the diagonals. Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
set that yet, but we'll just know that.
Yeah, it won't. It hasn't come out.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, cool. So, Terbor, your turn first.
As it like looks at me and starts to click, I'll and my arms will start to crack, and specifically my hands and just the upper parts of my arms will crack and just almost double in size. And so that's a rage. I've raged.
Mm-hmm.
That's an action to rage. And then I'm gonna grab another rock and throw it as hard as I can at that thing again.
Cool.
If I can just throw 2 more rocks from where I am, I'll do that.
Yeah, make me those ranged attacks with the multiple attack penalty.
What is the multiple attack penalty?
-4 for the second attack, I think.
If it's agile, if you're supposed to.
Boy, okay, so the first one's a natural 1. The second one is a 12 plus 9, so 21 to hit. Oh, wait. 12 plus 9 minus, what is the second
That's
attack thing?
It's minus
4.
5.
Okay, so
-4 for an
5?
agile
I think
weapon.
it's 4.
12 plus,
For a ranged weapon, yeah.
12
yeah.
plus 5, 17.
there we go. 17 to hit.
Okay, 17 to hit. That does not hit, unfortunately.
Shit.
Wow.
I just
Or
sort of
maybe that's normal. I don't know for this game.
Everything's
very
higher in this game.
angrily roar. Yeah, everything in this game is higher. None of it makes sense. Combat is just you're never gonna know.
We'll get a feel for it. Like I said, take it slow right now. Cool. So you missed that. That was the first. But was that? Well,
That was both. I threw action rage. First throw was a natural 1. Second was a
yeah. That was
17.
unfortunate. But it is now the beast's turn. So it is going to. Kind of step up here and make just an immediate swipe at the person closest to him. Adam.
oh shit.
Yeah. That's it. Well, it didn't roll very well. Although he is a bad armor class. Okay, so that definitely hits. And that's it. All right. So you watch as this thing, and then for the second attack, that definitely hits. Okay, so. Oof. So that okay. You watch as this thing busts its way out of the web, gets a rock to the eye, which looks to pretty grievously injure it, surprisingly so. And it just clambers on up, takes 2 swipes at Adam, and he takes 23 points of damage.
Oh,
Jesus.
my God.
Whoa.
Spread over 2 attacks, but yeah. He really gets just impaled and almost takes a knee. He looks very hurt.
God.
All right. Cool. And oh wait, one moment. Nope, definitely doesn't hold. So as he gets whacked and like, cries out in pain, you see flash in front of you, kind of with an effect of that of when paper is burning on the edges, like slowly down and down, kind of originating from his fingertips. You see a whole transformation overtake Adam. His skin turns to a burnt orange. His kind of pale grayish blue eyes to a deep navy. His hair to a dark maroon color. And out of this mop of hair, 2 ram's horns, as well as a tail whips out, and 2 cloven hooves, where you could have sworn he was wearing feet before, or wearing shoes before. And he looks a little something like that.
Mm.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Whoa.
Enhance.
Rad.
Zam.
And he looks very surprised and scared at the moment. So it is now his turn. So he is no, I'm sorry. Vim, it is your turn.
That's what I thought. I actually have a question about, is line of sight the same in 2E as it is in 1E?
In what regard? What's the root of the question?
Like, I want to shoot this guy, but my friend is in the way.
Yes, you would take a penalty to that, I think.
Do you know how much it is, or I can look it up? I don't.
It's -4 in Pathfinder 1, so I'll just roll
Yeah,
that.
right. So that's why I was asking if it's the same. But either way, I can move and
I think
shoot. There's
cover
no
is
rule
still
saying I
minus
can't
4.
do that. No one has told me
What'd you
not
say,
to do
Jake?
I think
What-
cover is still -4.
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just move right here.
All right.
And
And then you shoot.
then I shoot with my bow, just regular bow shot for me. Yeah.
All right, roll for that attack.
Yep, typing it in. Oh, bad roll. 15.
Okay. Yeah, that does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, you could make another attack if you like, but it would be at a -5 penalty, I believe.
Yeah, I will make another attack. Why not? Hold on. I got 1 more that time. So it would be
16?
a 12. Yeah. Or an 11. It's not, they're bad rolled. We can move on.
Could be doing better. It is now Adam's turn. So he's going to step here, just out of its range. Kind of look between the 2 of you that he's caught, kind of clutching his injury. Oh, well, fuck it, cat's out of the bag. And he throws the sword down. And I'm going to say he moved here with that movement. And then he takes 2 actions to cast Flaming Sphere on this fucking thing.
Woo!
So
Hell
he's going
yeah.
to... that's a plus. Oh, good for you. Okay, that's a 15 plus 9. So that hits.
So we know its armor's class is at least 24.
Or wait, no, that is a... It's at least a 24, yeah. No. I'm a fool. No. It's got to make a reflex save. It's not a spell attack. What am I thinking? What does it say?
Ah, yes, it's an area of effect.
Where the heck is it saves? There we go. Okay. Oh wow. I mean, it is a spider. Haha! It doesn't make it save, so it is gonna take full damage on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, which is nothing to sneeze. It's 3d6. 1, 5, and 4. Okay, so
10 damage.
yeah, 10 damage total. Great. So it kind of screeches out in pain, taking currently like being engulfed in a sphere of flames. It is now Cullen, your turn.
I turn and I look at Adam and I say, that's not the only cat that's out of the bag. And I'd like to cast telekinetic projectile on the sword that he threw on the ground.
Oh,
Ooh.
And
Wow.
throw it towards the thing.
Yeah. Cool. So,
So
yeah, make it's a spell attack.
26.
That hits definitely.
And that is a D6 plus intelligence.
Great.
10 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Little magic boys coming through.
Woo!
All right. So now it is Dela, your turn.
Alrighty, okay.
Alrighty, okay.
Dela's gonna move. Yeah, move. Dela is going to drop their little bag of potions in this little square. And let's see, Dela will use second action to instruct. Oh god damn it! To instruct Cornwallow to get 1, 2, 3 to take a potion for 5, and Cornwallow just hands a little open potion up to Adam, that Adam can use an interact turn on Adam's turn to
Great.
take. And then see, I think I have one more action, so I will use that to use an interact action to pull out a little Tanglefoot bomb, and that is my turn.
Great. Cool. So it is now the beast's turn.
The beast.
And it is gonna march here, take a 5-foot step, and take 2 swipes at the guy that first injured it.
Wait, I haven't gone yet.
Oh wait. Well, I'm sorry, Terbor. I was mixing up
My
your
turn.
Yeah, I was mixing up your
You're the beast.
Yep, it is his.
I am the beast.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'll just take my step here.
Great.
Crack the knuckle. Just go for a full punch to the face. So first action, I guess, was to move.
Yep.
Second action is this first punch. Okay. 11 plus 9 is 20. That hits, yes?
11 plus 9 is 20. Yes, that hits.
Okay. D10.
Nice.
7
Nice.
plus 4, 7, 8. 11 plus 2 for rage.
Nice. 13.
13 bludgeoning damage total.
Oof.
And I'm going to use that grapple trait. Can I wait? If I don't know what the grapple trait means. Does that mean if now that I've
It's an
punched him, I can
action.
grapple?
It's
It's a separate action.
It's an action to try and grapple, yeah.
Gotcha. Then I'll I'll take the second action to just try and reach the hand around its like head and neck part and grapple it here.
Nice.
I'll try to pivot this way and just give it a grab.
Cool. I'm just looking at its.
I assume I have to roll.
Cool. Yeah. So you have to roll.
Athletics?
You're roll an athletics check
Gotcha.
against his.
Not
42.
bad. 10 plus 11 is 21.
21 against. Oof. Oof. Just missed it.
Oh,
Literally,
damn.
yeah. So you come up, you get a huge clock in the face, and then move to like grab it by the arm and find purchase for a moment, but it kind of comes to and and rips itself away. Just you almost had it. All right. So it is now the beast's turn. And it is going to
Beast.
take us. Actually, it can't do much right now. Okay. It is gonna take a bite attack at you, Terbor.
All right.
It's gonna just snap with its fangs, and ooh, it rolls a natural 1.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna actually because it rolled a nat 1.
I broke its jaw with that punch. Can't bite.
Like that's straight up. I'm gonna roll it. Okay, yeah, it takes 2 points of damage. As you catch it and just kind of snap one of its teeth real quick.
Just grab its. My hands are huge. I can just grab its head.
Yeah.
Oh, for this game for 2E, the critical successes and critical failures are we playing where I saw in the players the advanced guide and stuff. It's if there's a difference of 10 between that and the DC, if you're 10 above the DC, that's a critical success, and if you're 10 below a failure. Are we doing that or not? I mean, it's up to you. I just wasn't sure if that was
I'm gonna read more on that and get it in my brain.
Oh, the numbers in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
get
scary
that in my
that.
brain and heart.
The thing that a lot of this game does that is worth remembering is that this game gives a lot more deference to the GM than seems on its face. And so all of those kinds of rules are really up to the GM of if someone gets a 30 and you want to call a 30 aggregate and you want to call that a critical success, even though it was technically a 19 or 18, that's up to you as a GM. If someone got a natural 2 and their bonus is weak enough that you're that's basically
a critical fail. Yeah, no, I do kind of like that, because if you're fighting goblin number 6 and its armor class is 15 and you roll for an attack at a higher level Terbor and it's that's a 36 to hit, I'm yeah, it might not have been a natural 20, but that's a critical.
7 feet tall punching a 3 foot tall goblin.
Exactly, something like that. Yeah.
It's the exact same as Pathfinder 1. You got to look at the intention behind what all these bonuses and buffs and rules and numbers are, and realize that it's really just up to the GM in the exact same way in 5e, except you just got to get a good idea for the scale and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Word. So it comes at me, misses
1 attack, and then gonna make another attack at a super penalty. Oh. But it's minus a 20 hits you, right?
A 20 does hit me.
Yeah. All right. So he is going to take a jump. So there's going to be 7 points of damage to you, and make a fortitude save for me.
Really quick, just so you know, I'm going to switch rooms with Zoe. She's going to bed. So when it comes to me, if you don't mind pausing, keep going, and then I'll be on.
Cool. I'll just hit whoever's next in the initiative after you, and then we'll loop back.
9 plus 10 is 19 for the fortitude, and
that makes it. That just makes it. But yes.
Oh shit. Okay,
well done.
Good.
All right. So
there's my temporary hit points, and then 1 into my
You can take it.
Yeah.
Adam took way worse.
So far, I'm only down 1 hit point.
I was like, my scrawny devil boy, no.
No.
Devil twink, no.
Yeah. All right. So that is Vim's turn. So that makes it Adam's turn.
Devil
And
twink. Sorry, I'm done.
it's gotta make that fortitude or that reflex save again. Plus 10. Oh, that's a natural 20. All right. So it, just kind of seems to be like keeping light on its multiple feet and just kind of dodging out of the licking flames of this sphere. It is now, that's 2 actions for him to keep doing that, and yeah, he's not gonna move or anything. All right.
It's got a little creature offering a heal to it.
Oh yes, got that interaction. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so that is a D what? For
So
for help?
D6, a D6 to HP, and it gets +1 to all of its saves.
Do you want to roll for that, Dela? I like the
Sure.
idea of you rolling for your heals.
Sure. That's a 3, perfectly average.
Oh, great.
Not
okay.
a whole lot.
Hey,
This shit really like blows up in 2 levels. In 2 levels, it becomes like 3d6 plus 6.
Ooh.
nice.
Right, like it
Wow.
becomes a lot at higher levels. Right now, it's just like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now,
more than we
this
have.
would have been bomb at level 1, but now we're at level 3 and it hasn't scaled yet.
Mm.
All right. Okay. So that's Adam's turn. Cullen, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna cast Grim Tendrils on it.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Okay. So if you do that, it will provoke an attack of opportunity from this thing.
I'll risk it.
Okay.
So do I need to roll for that first, or
Yeah. Yes, I guess. Yeah. And you're gonna have to make a fortitude save on this.
okay?
All right. It rolled real bad though, so all is not lost. 4 plus strike. An 11 does not hit you, right?
With a Fortitude save?
No, for just an attack.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Okay. So yeah, you're good. Yeah, make
Cool.
that attack.
Plus 25.
Oh, great. Yes, that definitely hits.
I know how much so that's 2d4.
Necrotic damage, right?
So that's 5 damage plus 1 bleeding damage.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that mean it carries over to the next turn or something?
I'm gonna
I
say that it
believe.
does, yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Double check.
Cool. So whose turn is it now? It is Dela's turn.
My turn. Okay. I'll use 1 extra interact action to, in my other hand, grab another heal potion from the bag. I will. Perfect. I will go stand over. Can I consider it just a one move action to just trade places with my familiar?
Yeah, I'll say so.
Or like he's tiny enough, I think we could probably occupy. The
You
same.
could put, yeah. I'm as like especially that's something that I think
Right.
will come up a lot. Yeah, you can occupy the same space as him because he's
Right.
like a tiny creature, right? Not even just
Yeah,
small.
he's a tiny little guy.
Yeah.
So I use. Let's see. Actually, use my interact. I took a little 5-foot step. I use a move. I'm gonna give Adam another heal. I'll use my last move to give Adam
Bless.
another little heal. That's a 4, moving up in the world.
Hey, you're doing right by him. All right. So that would make it. We're almost lapping Vim, unfortunately, but it would make it Terbor's turn.
Cool. Seeing that the grapple didn't work, I'm just gonna haul back again. You know, we're kind of in this tangle. He's biting and like, so I'm just gonna go straight up and just kind of try and just bust his jaw with an uppercut. Ooh, natural 19. So
That hits.
definitely many things. D10. 7 again, plus 4 is 11, plus 2, another 13 bludgeoning. And then
How do you want to do this?
just, oh, hell yeah. We're sort of tangling, he's biting.
I imagine you guys full on like kind of grappled, like he's got like a couple
Yeah.
like extremity arms that are like trying to get purchase on you, but just like you're fucking Titan wrestling right now.
I kind of just like give him a moment to go for that bite again, sort of grab his head, slam it with my fist, and just sort of crunch his head in between my hands.
So you meet this kind of firm exoskeleton and then just crunch through it. And as you do, your hand is just engulfed in this kind of gelatinous like pus that seeps out and kind of goes down your wrist.
Ew. And I'll just drop the body. Gross.
Indeed. Well, fuck me. Do you think that's all of them? That's the pest. That's what they're doing.
Grabbing a rock in each hand while you're saying that, looking around.
All right. Oh fuck.
Can I perceive if more are coming?
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
Sure.
14.
14.
17.
No, you don't hear anything.
I did poorly, as did Cornwallow. Did anyone else get hurt? Do I see blood? Do I see blood anywhere else?
Terbor took a couple of licks.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
took a
big fellow. Come over this way. Come over this way.
As I'm walking, I'll just be like, I'm missing 1 hit point. No, I don't know.
Should we take like a piece of this thing or something, a souvenir, back to the tavern to show that we completed the job?
I mean, it's a little grim, but yeah, I think that's what's called for.
Terbor, are you actually only missing 1 hit point?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. Fuck
I
it.
only took 7 points of piercing damage, which I have 6 points of temporary rage hit points.
Adam still looks quite hurt at the moment.
Help him.
And I'm going to walk over and take my own personal trophy.
Self-pity. Oh, that one's just 1. He just gets 1 hit point back.
Oh, that's one more than he had, right? Feeling better already. I don't want you to, use your stores on me. That's on my account. That's foolishness. All right. Well,
I will say, Mitch, because I got to work in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little creaky.
just about to wrap up.
All right, cool.
Yep. So yeah, Adam goes ahead and picks up the short sword that he dropped on the ground and kind of walks over to the thing's like crushed in head and it's like, well, that won't do, and reaches over toward like kind of its armpit and starts just kind of ripping away, like as though it were just a rotisserie chicken or something. Until
Is there like a spare unshattered fang somewhere?
Oh, most definitely.
Terbor's just gonna grab one.
Yeah, seems a little flimsy. It's not the most sturdy of things. It's you wouldn't even call it as hard as human bone, but
I'll just like stick it almost like a pin of a needle. Like I'm just pinning it into my shirt. Into my shirt.
All right. Wow. Big fellow, if you wouldn't mind holding this.
Grab it.
All right. I suppose we make our way back.
meet with Phineas. And at that moment, his skin does again, and he shifts back into the pale, blonde humanoid shape. I trust you all not to go blathering about this too much. Try to keep a low profile.
I won't tell if you won't tell.
Of course not. He winks at you.
Ooh.
And I suppose I should be honest. You seem trustworthy enough. The name's not Adam. It's Atlas.
What?
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for embarking on
Yeah.
this with me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah. Hope you had a good time. I'm quite tired. I'm gonna go eat and drink and
Be merry.
sleep. I feel like I have not slept in days as I've just been trying. I feel like there's just like so much more prep pre-session 1 than any other session.
Yeah,
can
I mean, it
imagine.
is building the world.
Yeah.
So
Like I've just been like, man, the amount of NPCs I have floating around in my head right now are just like,
oh my god.
yeah. All right. Well,
When are we playing again?
I mean, whenever's free, we've got a number of games in circulation at this point.
I am playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
I've got a lot of D&D in my
so-
life, so I want to definitely get to. I need to do a set, like just for my own table. I need to get to a session of Monkey Tales before I can do another session of this.
Fair enough.
Which like should be easy enough, but got to do it. So do that, and then nautical. I'd love to do some nautical soon. And then
Yes.
we've got a session of Unlikely Heroes soon, and gotta finish up this prologue for City of Gods. Lots to do, worlds to save. Speaking of which, Alex, have you watched Critical Role this week?
No, I didn't watch their newest one for. I never watched the live one.
Oh, fair
Every
enough.
time,
I do at the critical.
every
Have a great
time.
Yes. Have a good night, buddy.
everyone.
Good night, Jake. Talk to you
So
later.
yeah, every time I like